Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. The show is not starting yet. We're in the lobby. Just going to be waiting for people to go ahead and come on in for this show. Okay, it starts at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're Mountain or if you are in any of the other regions there, Alaska, you are 1 hour below us. And but on YouTube it does tell you what time the show starts. I'm just here before the show starts. I'm going to be giving you guys a rundown on how the show is going to be ran. Okay, I'm giving you a rundown on how the show will be ran. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hop on screen real quick right now. I'm going to be letting you guys know how this show will be ran. So in the beginning of it, you already know what's going on. Okay, so this is Hot Fact, Coach Hot Facts. I'm Coach also, and Coach Eli. But Hot Facts and Coach Eli, during this show, during this process here, uh, I'm going to let you know how it's going to be going down. We have, as you guys all know, I do all my shows myself. What I always say, I do all my shows myself, and I take in help from whoever else brings it in. Just like I always tell people, if you have ideas, throw them on in. It may be used here on Hot Facts. Okay, so we have the whole show here, and we're going to be going over top topics, and we're going to be going back and forth. Hot Facts and Coach Eli. Now, the link is up there. If you are someone that would like to participate and come up on to the show with us, you're going to have to speak on the topics that we have here and nothing else. So the topics that we have here that will be going on, I will be going over them each one as we get through them. Okay, so it'll be a chance for you to voice your opinion, give if you think something can work like this or not, why it's wrong, why it is, why it's not, and we will be going based upon that. So we have one, two, three, four, five. I have six topics right here that we will be discussing on the show. Like I said, if you would like to participate in the discussion and be able to combat or counter or give your opinion with the host and participants on the channel and on the show, all you do is click the link. You come on in, but you have to speak on the topics that we will be going over. If that does not happen, someone will be escorted off of the stage, because we want to make sure that we are exploring and getting into the minds of people. Let's see what people out there really think. Okay, so this will be a great way to see. Like I said on the other day, it'll be a great way so people can learn from each other. There are people out there that you don't even think you have certain things in common, but with topics that I come up with on these shows, you will be able to discuss and go over everything. There will be, if it gets to the point, there will be time limits if there are multiple people up, and we know some people may be long-winded. There will be time limits put in place because of that. This is a members-only chat also. Now, let me tell you what members receive here on Hot Facts. When you are a support team member or a hot crew member, when you write your comments in and your questions that are going along with what we are talking about, I'm not going to read off, sniff my butt. I'm not going to read off something weird like that. Your comments and questions do get addressed when you are a member of Hot Facts itself. This is a members only chat. Now, even though you become a member, that does not give you immunity. Okay, that does not give you immunity and say you can just be nuts and disrespect people in the chat. Jeffrey still does work. Okay, that does not stop that. But as someone that would like to participate in the show, okay, and not come up on camera. It's a members only chat so that we can get real questions and real things going off of the topics that we will be discussing. Now, if you feel like you can't get it all off in 140 characters or whatever else they give you, that's when you go ahead and click the link. You'll come up here on the show and you will go off of and give your opinions, your facts, your statements off of what we will be going over. That's how this works. Anyone that gets up here and tries to use these topics to go after someone when these topics have nothing to do about any of that, you will be escorted off of the panel also. This show is for intellectual minds and people to look outside the box. If you are in the gig world and you think that, this show is going to be talking about like all the gig world stuff, that's not what we do here on this show. I've been watching a lot of gig channels. And on these gig channels, they've been saying, Robert's going to talk about this with Eli. No, this channel and this show right here has nothing to do with your ego and what you feel we should be talking about. You are not involved in any of this. So it shouldn't bother you what we will be speaking about, but it should give you a little a little itch to go see what is going on, because the questions that we will be going over throughout the whole history of this show is going to see what type of person you are. If you're a rational thinker, some people might be conservative, but they're really liberals. Some people might be Green Party instead of libertarian. You're going to figure out by what your opinions are on certain topics exactly what you are, not what everybody else says what you are. So that is what we will be doing here. It's going to be a very, very great show. And there's also going to be a giveaway during the show. There's going to be a giveaway during the show when the show starts. I will go over what that giveaway will be when Eli gets up here. He'll be up here, and Eli runs a little late, so he'll be up here. It starts at 10. Eli might be up here at 10:05. Something else like that. He may be on up here, but I will go over what the giveaway is when the show starts. It's a very great giveaway that can help someone at any point in time in their life, and they can use it continuously forever. Okay, and then they can also share it with other people if they want to help them with sub TFT. If they want to go ahead and help them, they will be able to go ahead and do that also. Okay, so we got a giveaway going on, and I think the giveaway that we got going on it's beneficial, especially for this time of the year also. So there is a giveaway, and when we announce the giveaway, I'll tell you how the person is going to win the prize. Okay, I'll just give you guys a little spoiler. The winner, I'm not even. I'll just wait. Okay. But like I said, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 topics here. We will get through every single topic here, but as you see in the title of this show, we're going to be speaking about some women up here, women running the economy, good or bad. Okay, that's going to be a rundown of show. And I have that broken down into the question. It's going to be a loaded question. It's going to be a 3-part question that may go into 4. Okay. Then we're going to go into stay-at-home moms versus the corporate moms. We're going to go ahead and get into that. Okay. We're going to go into the legal age to work for minors. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into when should a father be okay with his daughter dating. We're going to get into that. Okay. We're going to get into a hypothetical question over jail time. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get into that. Okay. We're also going to go get into Derek Chauvin. Okay. With the George Floyd. And we're going to get into something that is controversial and a request by the way of Necro getting bags, that we go over something that parents do with their kids. to teach them something, people. We're going to be going over how should you teach your child how to swim. So we have 6 topics, 6 questions, 6 categories that we will be going down. Like I said, if you would like to be on the panel and speak with Hot Facts and Coach Eli or whoever else is on here, this will be your chance. And the only way that you can actually do this is if you are speaking on the topics that we will be going off of. You can't get up here and try to say, well, you're not this and you're not that. That's not how it works. You will be escorted off very, very quick. Okay? You will be escorted off very, very quick. We want to hear what you have to say about these topics. I don't want you to come up like Mono did the other day because I asked him the question. I said, what do you know about this show? And the topics, and I went over all the topics, and his answer was, well, I wasn't paying attention. I was doing deliveries. So if you were not paying attention and you get up on the show to try to have a separate agenda going off of what the actual show is about, you will not last long on the panel itself. It's an actual show. So whoever else doesn't like that, they don't like it, my moderators will be doing the thing with the moderator work and all that other stuff. If you're someone that wants to be a heckler in the audience, you don't want to write in good questions and things like that. If you want to just do your normal heckling, you can go ahead and be a member and do that also. The gentleman that was typing nigger in, and he was spelling it like ginger, and then he went to put the N, then the I, and he did that on separate posts all the way down. If you would love to do that and be a troll and heckle that, you can easily pay the $1.99. You can do all that, but just know that even after you do all that, Jeffrey and the moderators will be doing work. So if you would like to heckle and do idiot things like that, you can absolutely pay for it if you want. If that tickles your fancy, go ahead and pay for it. Some of you guys smoke 6 cigarettes. Some of you guys smoke cigars. Some of you guys are Starbuckers. Some of you guys go to Domino's eat every single day. Some of you guys go to Pizza Hut and get the pasta every single day. Some of you guys drink Diet Coke, like 8 of them every day. You'll go ahead and spend money on that. Some of you guys like Bud Soda, drinks a lot of rock stars and monsters all day. You'll go ahead and spend money on that. So if what you really do every day and it's part of your everyday cycle on how it makes you complete every day, if you would like to heckle or if you would like to be an idiot in the comments section like you normally are, feel free to have the mind to go ahead and pay for it. I'm not saying that you can't do it. I'm just saying that if you want to do it, and if you really enjoy that, you're going to have to pay for your enjoyment, like going to an amusement park. And just like in the amusement parks, if you violate the rules, you can be thrown out. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. These are the rules. These are the rules. People are like, dang, this dude got a show. He's strict with it. He's telling you how you can get thrown out. Yeah, information and instructions are always key. What's up? No giggity, no clout. Instructions and information all the time, indeed. Okay? All the time, indeed. We're almost there, people. We are doing a countdown. We are just about 3 minutes before the show starts, okay? We're just about 3 minutes before the show starts. Let me go ahead and do this. Can you go check on Eli? Thank you. You got to check on Eli, people. Go ahead and do that. Get back over here. And let me know about the background. Let me go ahead and drop me down. Let me know about this background, people. All right now. So I'll let you guys go ahead and see that background there. Let me know about the background. You know, Eli got a smile. HotFacts is sitting back like this with a smile. I just finished the stream, so I wrote the show on the channel. I will be on within 5 to 8 minutes. Thanks, and see you all soon. I told you people how Eli works. I said Eli will be here at about 9:05. 10:05 to about 10:08. You got to know your coach. This is from Coach Eli himself. People is going down. Oh, also, I would like to let you guys know that that I am on Rumble also. Okay, so in just a matter of days, I think you got to get like 5 followers, or you can pay for some plan, and you can start the stream live. I'm just gonna wait until I get 5 followers. Go ahead over to Rumble. Follow HotFacts Robert Reese, because I will be doing these exact same streams and streaming it over to Rumble also. So that when I put all of my music in, the copyright, everything else, it's going to be able to be over there on Rumble also. So if anyone's going to be using it, it'll pop up on Rumble. I can put it on a song right now that'll mess the Rumble people up so bad. I can put it on right now, and right when the live is over, they're going to get a message that says they made no money on it. I can put up a song right now, and I can actually have it playing for the whole background if I want to, and I can just mess up all their money. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that because I love the promotion. I'm not like a lot of other people out there. I'm gonna go and flag you for doing my stuff and doing this and that. I can see if we're making millions on this and someone is stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from you, then that would be an issue. But all of this is just free marketing. Like when they say that there's 50 in the box on Rumble, oh, I welcome that, because that's another 50 set of eyes that are watching me over here, and that's just someone giving me the information that lets me know that whatever I have in the box here, you got to add 50 more people in the box, and that lets you know how many people are watching HotFacts live. So I all the way welcome that. They finally got rid of when they did the spamming of the people in the chat at one time. It went to 418, and that was the maximum. They completely removed that, and it's all back to normal. It takes a whole day to take that on off. So what I had in the box was 53 people in the box, not 418. Torp said the other day, Reese wishes he had 50 or 60 people in the box. Well, it had 53. So that right there was for you, Torp. But I will say, it was not only streamed on Rumble from one person. It was actually when I was live, I saw someone else had did it also. So however many people they had going on with what we had going on in here, the 53 people here plus the 60 that was over there on Rumble, that's 110 people there, and I don't know how many they had on the other people that restream me live. So chances are I had about 200 people watching HotFacts and watching this show at one time from different platforms. So I would like to give a round of applause for all the support out there. That's why you get on every single platform. That's why you get on every single platform. So when people say, well, who's watching HotFacts? Well, when you break it down like this from the platforms, I have one of those channels, people, that they are restreaming and rewatching live. I mean, actual live. So whoever says no one watches HotFacts, you better watch your mouth, because it's obvious that they are doing it. And you can go back and watch their stuff over there and see that they did the whole live all the way through. So that means I'm getting all of those views at one time, which means, people, I'm averaging over 100 something, maybe like 150 in the box on almost every show, is what they would say. So I would like to say thank you to everyone that has been showing support to the HotFacts Robert Reese brand, the whole crew. Big shout out to the team, my wife, my assistant, right here, TFT, the deputy, George John George. He is the head of diplomacy. We got John George. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Uber Jeep AZ over there on the rideshare side. DoorDash Revolution, the Ace, Spokesman Cornbread. Say some prayers out there. Give some prayers, send some prayers out there to Hulk Smash, John George. He's about to be going through some stuff and doing some traveling in. So go ahead and make some prayers there. Just put everybody on the prayer list. My family, your family, their family, someone else you don't know. Just put the people on the prayer list and let's have everybody get well together. Okay? Get well together. Eli is almost up here. People, this is going to be a great one. This is going to be a great one. I already went over all the rules. I'll do them again really quick. Okay? We are going over, the whole show is set here. We are going over these topics. If you would like to be on panel and speak to Coach Eli and myself, and be able to debate us or give us your points or opinions, they have to be specifically on the topics we have here, and they cannot go into anything else because we're not talking about anything else. If that's what you came to do, you will not be up here. We have 6 topics here, okay? We went over those. We're going to be going over all 6. You have to speak on the topic at hand. You cannot bring up anything else that has nothing to do with the topic. If you do that, you will be escorted off. If you would like to participate and be a knucklehead and a heckler inside the chat, you can go ahead. It's a members-only chat, $1.99 for that. We had a gentleman yesterday writing nigger in. Then the next one, he did all that through. If he wants to do that and be a heckler, you're going to have to pay $1.99 to say nigger. Okay, I'm going to charge you to say nigger. I'll make my money on it. If you want to be a heckler that just wants to type up weird stuff in the chat, and that's not going to get you kicked out, you can go ahead and do that. But if you are a member, and here's what a member gets, you get priority access to your comments and questions being read if they are going along with the topics here. I'm not going to read sniff my butt or scratch or fart. I'm not going to read anything like that. Only the questions and comments that are going along with what we got to do. If you're someone that does not want to click on the link and get up here and speak, and if you think that you cannot do what we are asking of you right here, then you can write those questions down and come back in the comment section. But if that 140 characters is too less for you, then you go ahead and click the link. You get up here, you hear the topics that we got going on, and you go ahead and speak your truth, give your opinions, give your facts, and then we do it just like that. Now, if you are someone that clicks the link early, you will be going over every single category that we will have. If you click the link later on and you say, well, I want to go back and speak about this, then I'll go back and speak about that. If we are too far in to what we are speaking about, I'm going to have us finish what we are speaking about and then go all the way back to what you want to do. That's if you come in late, if we are not too far gone to where we can go back to it instantly right there for you. So these are the rules of the show. Please, if you do click the link, be able to articulate yourself, be able to understand what the questions are. If you need it to be to have the question to be a repeat, you want it reread, let me know. I have them down here. I will go ahead and reread the question for you so that you know what it is, so you can put your answer and how you formulate what you do to put that out there. Okay, this is gonna to teach people games. It's gonna be able to show people and teach people how to use their brain, how it can function, and how you can put together a short plan together like this while hearing them. Also, it's gonna help on your public speaking when you go on other panels all over the place. So just know that is what is going to be going on. Eli said he is finishing up. He says 5 to 8 minutes. Thanks and see you soon. Eli should be up any minute now. So we're just waiting on him. And I want to thank Eli again for doing this with me. He's a big sport, huge sport. There's people that still write me and say, "Oh, Eli's gonna turn on you and bite you in the back, and it's not gonna work, and I don't know why you did this. You need to do your show with someone else, and all this other stuff." Um, but slowly but surely, all the questions and answers that I will be going over, you will be able to see a different side of Eli, and get his thoughts, get his opinions, see how he thinks. But more importantly, we want to see how you guys think also. The people that do the most talking and talk the most trash, you like to formulate a lot of trash talk. We want to turn that trash talk into something positive, and let's see how you can formulate all that stuff into something that makes you seem like you're intelligent. So it is a win-win situation for all. It is a win-win situation for all. This is going to be good. Some of you guys think or say Eli feels a certain way about women and some things like that. So this is going to be good. So you're going to get my opinions, and you never know. You never know. My wife might have an opinion, and she may want to chime in right here while we're on here about something. You never know. So we're just waiting on Eli. And then if you like, and I know I'm gonna get some haters out there. I know I'm gonna get some haters out there. But if you like the background of myself and Eli, give a thumbs up. If you hate it, give us a thumbs down in the comment section. I'll go ahead and show you guys what it looks like again. Let me see. There we go. All right there. So, all right there. Oh, we got a thumbs up. You know my wife like it. We got a thumbs up there. So that is the background. I like it. I think it's cool. It says real talk, real people, real results. That's what you're going to get here. Real talk with real people and real results. What is going to come out of someone's mouth? You don't know. That's why this is the best podcast going on right now. Originality, sticking to it, doing our own thing. You see me up there. Now let's go ahead and switch this over. Here Eli is here. Let me go ahead and switch this over. Let me go ahead and bring him up. Without further ado, people, let's get this show started. Oh, yes, let me see. Add the stage. Let me do this. Yeah.
Robert Reese.
Coach Eli is in the building. What's going on, my man?
All is well. All is well in the hood in Redwood City, California. Robert Reese, how's it going in your neck of the woods?
You know what? It's a little cold, but it's okay. We need the weather. I'm tired of it being hot. The weather good. We are all good. Oh, I like that background. Where is that? What location is that?
I believe that is it's another country. I can't remember. I have I have Canva. I have a paid license for Canva, and I use a lot of their backgrounds and stuff. I think it's somewhere like in Italy or somewhere like that.
Hey, well, that looks nice. That looks
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you.
Oh yes.
I take a lot of
Oh
pride,
yes.
in setting up with a good background, using a real green screen. Unlike the green screen that comes with StreamYard, that's a fake green screen. A real green screen, you have to put up a big green felt, and then you have to adjust it through programs such as Open Broadcast Software, which is what I use, OBS, and it's a lot of work. But I'm a tech savvy type of dude, and I take pride in what I do, and I'm glad that you appreciate that, Robert. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Thank you.
Hey man, you gotta check that stuff out there. I want to say again, thank you.
Yeah.
This is episode number 10. Episode number 10. Eli, this is going to be a great show. Great show. I went over all the rules with everybody. So this is also a members only chat. Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it's a members
Wonderful.
only chat.
Wonderful.
If people want to be like a heckler, you do crazy things, you're gonna pay for it. And if you would like to have it didn't make sense to get stuff here, you're gonna have to pay for it. This will make sure that we are over our content for real.
Right. Well, yeah, that's the right way to do it, Robert. I mean, you run a channel, you're a business, and you provide good content, and you take the time to make this happen. So yeah, you deserve to make some money doing it. Plus, when you do that, it cuts out the people that really don't want to be here. The people that do what I call ad hominem attacks. They come on a panel to attack the person rather than discuss the topic at hand. And that's what these people do. We'll talk more about that as the show goes on, but that's all it boils down to, is cutting out the ad hominem attacks, which is a great thing. Now we can get down to business, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So right now I'm gonna go over just go on the rundown of the topics that we are gonna be going over, Eli, on the shows,
Okay.
so that you know what they are. So we're gonna be going over women running the economy, good or bad. Okay. We're gonna go stay-at-home moms versus corporate moms. We're gonna go over should the legal age for minors be lowered to 14 years of age because of how the economy is. Okay. When should a father be okay with his daughter dating? Okay. We're gonna get into a hypothetical question. It's we'll go over that there. We're gonna go over Derek Chauvin. Okay, we're gonna go over a little bit about him, and then how should parents teach their kids to swim? We're gonna go over that also. So we got 6 topics here, and we're doing a giveaway. Okay, so let me explain what the giveaway is. So I am a nutritionist, and I have a food plan that I use with my clients, and it is fail proof. It is so easy, step by step. It's valued at over $300. I will be giving that out for free for someone here today. Okay. And the person that will receive it is going to be the person that has the best response or best question on the panel or in the comment section that goes along with what we are talking about on these topics. The person that has the best question or comment going on with that, they will receive my fully my food plan all the way in detail. I'll be able to email the PDF for you and be able to go over the food plan with you so you can understand it all the way through. So my food plan, my diet nutrition plan is going out for free for someone out there. So that's going to be the giveaway today. I want to do it now because we got people that want to start New Year's resolutions. We got people that, they want to get right for the new year. So this will be a way to help them stay on track for the new year. So I will be giving that out for free today.
Wonderful. Sounds great, man.
Oh yes. So let's get this thing started. Unless you got something to say.
I just want to thank you once again for having me, Robert. I appreciate your support, your continued support. I've been trying to catch up with a lot of your content and other content lately, but I've been super swamped. I've been using that, Bissell, like you said the other day, the Bissell Hydro Steam pet cleaner. I did some more work around the house last night, and I will tell you, when you have two dogs, and every now and then, sometimes they have accidents in the house on the carpet. Man, I'll tell you that that urine stain is the hardest thing to get out. You need that, that deep carpet cleaner to get it out. But I got it done. I feel very accomplished. I'm just a little tired, so bear with me. But I take a look and keep on ticking. Again, thank you for having me, and it's going to be another great show. And I appreciate what you've done here today, Robert. I appreciate what you said in that stream yesterday. And setting down some ground rules regarding, hey, if someone wants to come on a panel and discuss the actual topic with us, that's great. If they want to come on to just attack us, that's an ad hominem attack. It's a waste of time. We can attack each other behind the scenes. Yeah, right, they're getting kicked out, and we shouldn't be attacking each other anyway. But hey, if people have a problem with us and personally, contact us behind the scenes. The reason why they don't do it is because it's their content to attack us publicly. That's all they have. So anyway, back to you. Thank you.
Yes, sir, people. So you just heard from both the hosts of this show. You get up here and you do something off the wild, we are kicking you out. So that is how that is going to be ran. You got to be respectful, and you got to understand that the topics that we will be discussing, you have to think. You just can't just make up random stuff that has nothing to do with it. So we're going to start right now with women running the economy, good or bad. Now, let me tell you why I'm starting off with this right here, Coach. You know how they say in most households, the woman manages the finances better than the man, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you look at society and our government, the men control the money. The spending is going in other weird places. They're putting they raise money and steal it. They do a whole lot of things, and the money's not going in the right places. So since they think like that, I'm going to ask this, and it's a 3-part question for everybody out there. It's a 3-part question. We call this a loaded question. So that means you have to formulate what you're going to say in your mind before you just blurt out something out loud. It's a loaded question here. How much different would the finances and funding and bookkeeping be if the women were running the economy? And would it be better now than what it was back then? And also, and should women only be able to be in the financial realm to run America? You got those 3 things in this question right here. Go ahead, Eli.
That's a severely loaded question, Robert. Thank you for asking it, because that's all I do is ask people severely loaded questions when they come onto my shows. I haven't done some live panels in a while, but I will do some more, coming soon. Yeah, it's a very touchy subject because, obviously, women are emotional creatures. So are men. We have emotions, but women respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment, right? I'm not saying that women don't reason with logic, but that's not what they do first and foremost. And men that are actual, real, strong men think logically first. The men that overreact emotionally first, we call them women because they're reacting in the ways that women naturally and biologically react emotionally first. So when you're looking at women running the economy, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And women have risen up. They have equal rights now. They're independent, right? They were liberated as they should have been, right? As they should always have been. But along with women having, all these rights nowadays, it affects the way they respond to things biologically. So in essence, you're asking women to come in and handle things logically when their natural biology is to first and foremost respond to everything emotionally first, once again, based on how they're feeling in the present moment. Now, a lot of women nowadays, and I'm proud of them, and this is Don as well, have learned to balance, being feminine and doing some things that were once only known as things that men would do. Um, as far as the economy goes, I think women in the modern world are showing a lot more responsibility compared to most men. So I'm not saying there aren't men out there that are financially responsible and can't handle their finances. I'm a man that is very financially responsible. And, Don and I together run the finances in the household, but I pretty much do all the bookkeeping and all that. And I just keep Don in the loop, and we just sit down and we talk about things. So it depends on the household. It depends on, how that woman, was raised. It depends on, what direction she wants to go in life. And do women want to settle down early on in their 20s, get married and have kids, or do they want to go to college, get a degree, get settled into their career, and be more career oriented instead of family oriented and family focused, right? What you're seeing nowadays, Robert, is, like I said, women are going to college, they're getting a degree, and they're getting settled in their careers. And next thing you know, they're in their late 20s and early 30s. And at that point, they start looking to try to find a man to settle down with and have kids with because their biological clock is ticking. Well, a woman in her 20s, those are her most prime years of fertility. Those are the years where women are the most physically attractive. And listen, looks are going to fade. It's not all about looks, but let's face it, when you're younger, the looks they do matter. It matters, right? It's attractiveness. So a lot of women are basically giving up the most biological thing that they were, made to do, have a family and give birth, for their jobs. Now, again, I'm not criticizing women, but they're choosing which way they want to go. As far as the economy goes, should women be in charge? Are you saying should women be in charge? Let's go one by one, because all three of those questions. Repeat the first question again, and then each one I'll answer individually.
All right. How much different would the finances and funding and bookkeeping be if the women were in control of that and no man is touching it? The finances, the funding, the bookkeeping, you know how they allocate uh money to certain departments to fix this. We got to fix the schools and education. We got to clean up the parks. We have to pay teachers more. We got to make sure that we're doing right with the police. I'm talking about the finances, the bookkeeping, and the funding. Would it be, how much different would it be if there's no man touching it? It's only a woman touching it. How much different would it be?
Well, I think, and I hate to say this, but it's the truth. In the modern world, women are surpassing men in the workforce, and they're surpassing men, period. So I think in many cases, or in more cases, there would be a lot more financial responsibility. But it all depends on the woman. Some women are very financially responsible, and some are horrible, at finances, right? Just like with men. Some men are horrible with their finances, and some men are really good at it, like I am, right? And like you probably are, right, Robert? So
yeah, but you gotta look at this though. We've been running. The country has been ran by men. We're in debt, trillions and trillions of dollars. We have done it the man way for this whole time. So if we done it this whole time and it's screwed up, what if we relinquish that and give it to the women? Let the women do it and see how it's going to be ran. Look, if a woman can be the financial advisor in the household, I feel that they will be able to do a better job at running things like that. But also, you see how we work on these gig apps, right? If there's a woman that is a stay-at-home mom, she can still work remotely and still be doing her job at home, doing it remotely. You see what I mean? And still be working in that sector and just taking care of that. So,
Yeah.
how much different would it be? And Would it be better now if they did do that? Is the next phase. Would it be better now if we gave them the ranks? I'm not talking about, we're going to have the first woman president. We know how politics works with all that stuff here in this country. I'm talking about handling the finances, which any woman can be a CPA, any woman can be an advisor, anyone can be anyone like that. So when it comes to the financial realm, they have full access and capabilities to go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Before I respond to that, let me read what TFT Rurik put in the chat. He goes, no different, depends on how financially minded and able to budget man or woman, makes no difference. I agree with that, but let's look at the type of people we're dealing with nowadays. Okay. So, men nowadays, and I hate to say this, and there's an exception to every rule. And I know we're going to talk about this later on regarding the TFT thing. And I'm in my chat yesterday, and I respect TFT, and I found that he's a millennial, which is cool. But most millennial men and now Gen Z men are very irresponsible. They're not being raised in the same ways that you and I were raised, Robert, or people, back in the days of traditionalism. Men are being raised differently. A lot of men, have been pacified. They come from broken households, deadbeat dads. They get the mother pregnant, and then they leave, and then the mother's raising, the little boy, and the little boy needs a mother, but needs the father, for other aspects of life. So a lot of these men nowadays that are, millennials are now 27 to 42, I believe. They're getting into the age where you're beginning to really see how much they're struggling based on the way they were raised, lack of parenting. They never learned responsibility. And so you're seeing the majority I'm not saying all millennials are like that. There are many good millennial men and Gen Z men out there, but more than 50%, from what I've seen, more than 50% of millennial men and Gen Z men are very irresponsible because they were never taught responsibility by their family. And so that affects them from being able to budget, being able to run the finances.
In a job,
women, on the other hand,
like in a regular job, though, like if it's your job and your job is, you work for Marilyn Lynch, and you're a woman. So that they're running finances and things there. They're helping, they're helping these athletes and stars with millions of dollars, and helping them budget their money and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think me personally, I don't think that a woman is going to bring emotions. It's not like deciding on if we're going to go to war. A woman's emotion might be different there, but we're talking about finances, on improving the economy, on how it can get better than what it is now.
Yeah, well, Robert, here's the thing. I'm not saying everyone is like that. It's kind of like the best way to put it is, you've heard the phrase, this country is divided. We are divided here in the U.S. in so many ways. And I'm sure the same thing is happening across the board in other countries as well, right? So let's say half the country is doing things the right way. The other half is not, based on their upbringing, based on not learning responsibility at a young age, and it affects them now, yada, 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 right? So yes, there are men out there and women out there that are financially responsible, that are helping athletes and all that. Maybe that's half of the men and women doing that, but the other half are creating the issue because they weren't raised properly. They never learned responsibility. And, for example, remember the movie 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton? I'm sure you've seen it, right? Those were the days when women were first starting to get their rights. Basically the three women in that movie, they were secretaries. And the reason why women were secretaries back then, and they're still doing it nowadays, except nowadays they call them administrative assistants. Now, if you call a secretary position a secretary, it's kind of like an insult, right? So now the fancy title is, I'm an administrative assistant. You're a damn secretary. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Women, in my opinion, have always been better at clerical work and writing things down and taking notes and all that. Women have always been better and have more so enjoyed doing that than men. Now, for me, I don't enjoy doing that type of work, the clerical work, but I'm actually very good at it. And when I need to get it done, I'll get it done. But I more so enjoy being on the front lines and doing stuff that doesn't involve the clerical work. So I think it's a double-edged sword, Robert. I think that
Are you leaning more towards? Are you leaning more towards it's gonna get worse if the women are running the finances in the economy, or or are you thinking that it's better with the men? Let's just go ahead and just cut that one there. So, do you think it's gonna get worse with women being in charge of it, or keep it the same with the men?
I think it's going to get worse, but not because women can't handle it or shouldn't do it. I think it's going to get worse because I feel women are better at doing it than men. And what's going to happen is the more women rise up and show up men that they're better at handling finances and stuff like that, it's going to make men feel more inferior to women. It's going to make more of these men react and overreact, which is making them come off, like a sissy. It's making them come off like they're jaded, like they're insecure, and they're just unhappy that women are doing things better than they are. So what's going to happen is the women are going to keep rising up. It's going to help the economy because they're doing things in the right ways that both men and women should do. Again, this more so has to do with men not being men nowadays. I've been focused on this topic a lot. Men nowadays are being raised differently. They're coming from broken households. They sit around and play video games all day while they're growing up. And now men, even they'll get married or they're in their 20s and 30s and they go to work and they play video games when they come home. They're also more antisocial. Women are more social than men, right? They always have been, but even now they're even more so.
Afraid. So you're saying these men are afraid to lose the job battle to a woman. If the man loses the job battle to a woman, he's going to get depressed and go into a shell and hurt himself.
Yeah, and that's why you get these guys coming out here on YouTube and they're always lashing out at men like us.
Some of these men got to toughen up then. Some of these men got to toughen up then. Some of these men got to toughen up. If you are afraid to even allow a woman to run the finances and it's going to make you like go suicidal, that's why I brought this question up. We've been running people into the dirt in this economy. Like we've been running people down to the ground and it's been ran by men. That's why I'm like, hey, if we switched it up, how much better would it be? We don't know, but it's worth something to talk about. Now let's get into this part here.
Robert, real quick. The reason why this is happening is because men are giving up on themselves. It's not women's fault for men giving up on themselves. If men are going to give up and not do the things that men have always done since the inception of time, women are being forced to come in and make up for the lack of masculinity. You understand what I'm saying? That's where the problem is at. And that's why these guys that troll us.
Masculinity and finances?
Even with anything, these men are irresponsible, including finances. We're talking about the overall aspect of life. Men are not even showing up nowadays, period. That's the problem. The problem is the entire picture. Finances is just one aspect of it. These men that come here and troll us, these are the exact same men that are destroying and ruining our economy. And these are the men that are ashamed that women are surpassing them. They've given up on themselves. They would rather come out here on YouTube and attack and troll guys like you and I that are decent dudes than work on themselves and better themselves. There you go. Sorry, I had to get that in there, Robert.
Oh no, you're all right. Now, people, if you are watching right now, if you would like to participate and ask a quick question, it is a members only chat. You see the direction of the show, so you know what we are working with right here. If you would like to be on panel, you have to click the link and give your views on this right here. Has to be on the topics that we are on. Can't be on nothing else. Okay. You're a managing moderator. I'll even do this. Click the settings button. Go to community moderation. Go to click the members thing. Okay, put it to anyone. I'll open it up to anyone. Hit that X. It's now taken off of members only chat. But just know that I'm gonna see that I took it off from members only chat. I'm gonna see how many of you guys have been waiting to just write terrible things and not talk about the subject here. But you guys are watching. I know they're watching on Rumble right now. So there's probably a total of about like 80 people in here watching this right now from YouTube and over there. So we got a lot in the box. There it is. Now stay-at-home moms versus corporate moms. Uh, how it is today. If, let's say, you got a stay-at-home mom, and she says, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I run the finances. I go buy all the groceries, even though I'm not the one doing the work. I'm controlling the finances. I'm cooking the food. Um, if they don't have any kids, she ain't got to worry about no kids. She's cooking food or doing whatever. She's sitting around all day. If the guy is going to work all day, there ain't that much cleaning to do in the house. But she'll do whatever else is there. She'll watch TV, walk around, go to the store, but she'll handle the finances and cook the food. All right. Now she says that's all the work she has to do because that's what she thinks we should be growing up as women. Now you get somebody else that, like you said, goes to college. They go to college, they go get their MBA, they want to attack the corporate world and be the head of some firm and do all this other stuff, put in the hours and be one of the head corporate people. When it comes to corporate moms versus stay-at-home moms, um, which one would you like to see more in our society?
That's a very loaded question, Robert. I've been talking about this for 6 years, and there is no right or wrong answer because it's a choice that each woman has to make. Because first and foremost, before I get further into it, look, when a young lady graduates high school, you graduate at age 18, right? And technically you're a legal adult at age 18, but I don't consider, anyone an adult till they're at least 21 because now you can't buy smokes or alcohol until you're 21. Here in California, I think they're going to change that nationwide. So at that point, when a woman graduates high school, she has a couple options. She can go to college, get a degree, and become more career focused and push back, having a family or having a relationship. Or she can say, I'm going to try to balance out both. I'm going to, take fewer units in college, take longer to graduate, but I'm going to focus on finding a good man, while I'm most attractive and most healthy and most fertile to have kids, right? And balance out both, right? Or some women can choose to just say, hey, I'll get a simple retail job or I'll find something to do from home. And I'll be a stay-at-home mom. I'm just going to find someone to have a family with. It's a choice that women have to make, right? For men, it's simple because, we don't have a biological clock. Women have a biological clock. That's the difference right there. Again, tell me, repeat the question one more time because I want to get more into detail.
The stay-at-home mom versus the corporate mom. Which type would you like to see more in our society of how it is today? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's really no way to answer that question because it's not up to me to decide what each human being wants to do, male or female. And honestly, this is what I would like to see, Robert. This is the way Don and I handle things, and this is the way my mom and dad handled things, while my brother and I were growing up and they were raising us. Both men and women should equally share in the household responsibilities. That includes cooking, that includes cleaning, that includes the finances, etc. And I'll tell you this, Dawn is good at finances too, but I'm a little better than her. And there are some things that she just says, hey, you handle that, babe. No worries. I trust you. And then I go, but I always communicate with Dawn. I overly communicate. I tell her everything. I say, babe, I'm going to do this. Babe, just do it. I trust you. No, babe, you're my partner. I want to communicate everything I'm doing because we're in this together. We're a team. Even if you don't really understand it, I just want to let you know what's going on because I want us to have that trust, right? So, Robert, this is more about equally sharing in their responsibilities, and both men and women should be working together as a team overall. The traditional gender roles are out the door. You've got a lot of these guys that have been trolling us. These guys are old school, fake conservative, like they're living in the prehistoric days of where women were barefoot pregnant in the kitchen, and then the man would go out and hunt for food to, provide for the family in that way. Nowadays, with modern technology, modern appliances, we walk into a supermarket, they've already butchered the cow. We just have to buy the meat and cook it, right? So nowadays, men and women should be doing everything equally and sharing. That's the best way to do it. So when you ask, which way would be better, I think the best way to do it would be to share the responsibilities. Does that make sense? Is that a fair question, fair answer? Or
Yeah.
let me know what you think.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's fair. The reason why I asked that is because you get a lot of people saying that, and there's women, there's women who say that when women should not be out there working, we should be at home. Like that's how they were raised. That's how they think. But then you got people saying that anything a man can do, I can do better. So then it's kind of like you get some men that says they'll tell a woman something, and it might sound derogatory right now. Go back home and get in the kitchen, because they don't want those women to be there that's going to be competing for those same jobs, that they can take those jobs. Right. So they want it a little bit easier. So I was just asking that because of society. You got people that say, I would rather it be the old school and just have the women inside the house and the men work it. But we've seen how that's been running for a long time. So TFT is in the building. TFT said he wants to go ahead and chime in. He wants to go ahead and chime in on this. Welcome to the show, my man. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Women running the economy, good or bad, TFT? Mike's on you.
It's not. It's neither. Seriously, a man or a woman does not matter who is running the economy, as long as they're doing the job and doing it right. Now, if I walked into, for instance, if I just walked into any business, any household, and I go into a place that's upside down financially, they squandered everything, have no idea what the heck they were doing, it's not going to be an instant fix. It's going to take time to get them on a proper plan, proper budget, make sure that they actually follow and adhere to it. Set the money aside for this, that, and the other. I'm a guy, I don't have a lot, right? But what I have is mine, and all of my bills are paid. I've got food to eat. I've got a roof over my head. I got clothes on my back, and they're always clean. So it's like, that makes me, in most people's eyes, I'm financially sound because I have everything, all my ducks lined up in a row and knocking them all out one by one every day, and I got little to no debt. So therefore, I'm technically financially sound.
What about the budgeting though? What about the budgeting for? I'm talking about like for the government, your city.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's somebody's house or if it's the government. It doesn't matter if it's Sears and Roebuck. It doesn't matter if it's freaking Donald Trump's company. It doesn't matter if it's HotFacts company. It doesn't matter if it's Eli's company. It doesn't matter if I have my own business. Or my wife has her own business. It matters not what the company is, what it is. Seriously, that has nothing to do with it. If I went in and say with my financial planning in mind, if I went into the government to become the financial advisor or the budgeter or whoever takes care of it and the runner of the treasury, I'm walking into a door that has been ransacked and hit with a tornado.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
how
fix
different?
that like that. Nor can my
No,
wife.
it's not going to be a quick
Nor could
fix. I'm
anybody.
just,
You
I'm just
know,
saying
so that's what I'm saying. It's
how
like it
different
doesn't
would it
matter
be
if it's
though,
a man or a
TFT?
woman. It's
No,
not
but
going
the
to be any
question,
different at all.
no,
It
but the
really
question,
isn't.
no, but
Right.
see, no, but see, that's where the question comes in. We don't know. You can't say it's not going to be there different. I'm saying erase history. We know that where we are with all these trillions of dollars of debt and doing everything. If it was only ran by women, you have to think of what the other side
We'd be in
possibly
the
could
same
do.
place, possibly. We'd be in the
Yep.
same place
I
Possibly,
on the
agree.
see.
government level, because it also doesn't matter. It depends on which man is doing the job and if he's actually doing the job correctly. Same thing if a
Yeah. Can I
woman
step
were in
in?
office right now.
Yeah, real quick. Let me
Go
jump
ahead,
in
Eda.
here for a second. I completely agree with you, TFT. What you're saying is this is not gender based. This is based
No,
on how people do things, man or woman. You can't look at
correct.
this from a gender standpoint, especially since women are liberated and they have the same rights we have nowadays, right? So the bottom
Correct.
line is this is people in general not being raised right, not being taught responsibility at a young age, etc. And I got to say, TFT, matter of respect, because I do talk a lot about millennials, but I also have the exception to the rule. I know many millennials and millennial men that are doing things the right way, and I commend you guys. I put you guys up on a pedestal. I shouldn't, but I will because you were honestly, dude, you were born in the wrong time, and I'm sure you've heard that many times.
No, yeah,
And
I
you're
say
able
that
to
myself.
you're able to balance out your work and your personal life and even your video game playing. I know we had some fun at that, and that's cool. Like, you enjoy that. That's totally cool as long as you can balance it out, which you can. The problem is many men from your generation and
Well,
other
see,
generations, even my
Eli,
generation, they can't
Eli,
balance it
I
out.
was
Go ahead.
born in '82. I'm just as old as Robert. Robert was born a few months before me. Yeah, me and
Oh,
Robert are both millennials, technically.
you're on the border.
Technically.
You're on the borderline. You're
Well,
on the borderline, huh?
that's why I told you a while back. I classify me as Robert as what you would call, I guess, a zennial. We're a hybrid of Gen Z, the millennials and the previous generation. Now, with
The Gen
myself,
X,
I
yeah,
go even, yeah, Gen X. Excuse me. I
yeah.
call myself even a little more than that because I was raised with a heavy influence from my grandparents, who were boomers. I mean, a heavy influence. They were in my life daily, and a lot of who I am is because of not only my uh,
We are roboting with TFT.
Gotta hit mute,
that
TFT.
might be a bad section. I don't know.
Yeah, you got it. You got to
I
get
think
into some better. Yeah, he's
I'm
on
the
mute right
stick.
now.
Um,
there he is.
so, hey, I don't know if you can hear me or not.
We
Yeah.
got you now.
I was raised where I had to go through and earn every dollar I ever had, even as a kid. I had to go paint fences, pick oranges and plums out of the orchard, raise chickens, feed chickens, raise hogs, feed hogs, help take them to slaughter. I had to do everything for myself. I had to cook for myself at a young age because my mom and dad both worked to support the household. And it's like, so that left me and my brother to take care of the house while they were away. Now, my brother was a bit of an
Wow.
idiot, but I still love him. He's my brother. He sadly passed away about 10 years ago now, I think. And
Sorry to hear about that, man.
uh, did comes
You're doing it again, too. I gotta hit mute, TFT. I gotta hit mute,
I know
TFT.
I'm driving a.
All right, he's in a bad reception
Out,
spot, huh, Robert?
yeah, yeah. I'm out in the outskirts of town. I'm heading back in now. Reception on my phone says it's great. Yeah, whatever.
Right now, I got you on all of that. I got you on all of that. Now, see, this was one of the main reasons why this was the number one topic that I wanted to discuss, because when I'm bringing up, would the economy be different if the women were in charge of the finances, and if they only had the jobs and stay-at-home mom versus corporate mom? What typically is going to come out of a man's mouth is there's not going to be any change. It could be worse, and they don't want to see that happen because we are brainwashed and indoctrinated to think that the men are only able to run everything, which is why I brought this up. Now, this person here, Tracy J, said he was asked which he preferred, not rather others did. See, the question is going into where, and I know that a woman's going to be listening too. See, when a woman is listening, they're listening to the question that I just put up there. You know, the stay-at-home mom versus the corporate mom. Which one would you rather have in society? See, now when we are looking at it, there's not a lot of men that will ask this question and put it out there. Would it be different? So that's why I threw it out there too. So now,
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and give my answer on this.
Wait, Robert, before you go, can I say one final thing before you go, before you close this off? Can I say one more thing regarding what you just mentioned? Sorry about that. I just want to get it in. So, here's the thing. It's give me 1 second here. I lost my train of thought. These men that are saying, they're smack talking women. And they're saying, oh, no, women are going to ruin the world. And if we put them all in charge, they're going to ruin the world. No, the only reason these men are saying that is because these are insecure, immature, mentally and emotionally unstable men, or men that were never taught responsibility. They were never taught manners. They don't have good morals, values, and ethics. You got to understand the issue is not the women. And listen, I'm a man here. I'm proud to be a man. But at the same time, when other mankind is not behaving masculine, I'm going to call it out. That's what I do. The bottom line is the men that are chastising women, saying that they can't do certain things, they're the problem. But overall, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. It matters what kind of person you are. Are you responsible or are you not? But it appears like there's a war between men and women because these men, especially the men that troll us, Robert, this is the type of man I'm talking about. The reason why these guys troll myself and troll you is because they're lacking so much and they hate themselves so much that they're trying to kick us down for doing the right thing so they can feel better about themselves. And it comes off and confuses everyone. So anyway, back to you. I just wanted to throw that in before you put in your 2 cents there.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and answer it.
And while you do that, can I use the restroom real quick, Robert? I'll listen on my phone, but let me use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. So I'll go ahead and give my answers on this. I do think that, me personally, I feel that how the country has been ran with the finances and the money and overspending, and people are, we'll still get people that steal money from elections and things like that, but those people end up getting caught. I do think that there's a lot of cities that would actually start to look a little bit different. I feel that parks will be cleaner. I feel that there will be more put into the education and schools if the women were in charge, because a lot of guys steal money and go play golf. Not saying that a woman's not evil like that and she'll take the money and then go off with a guy and be messing around with the guy that goes and plays golf. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, because we have seen that happen on the news in many different cities. That does happen. I just feel like certain things like that would be a whole lot better. I feel that the money going into the youth for better programming. Let's say if high school teens are they're getting pregnant, I do feel like women would put money and allocate in the ways to help the young parents out. I feel that things like that would be a whole lot better. And I feel that when it comes down, if women are running the finances, it would work better for the military also. They would be able to budget more, spend what we are supposed to spend, not overspend and take away from the people in our economy. And when it comes to stay-at-home moms versus the corporate moms, I believe that how society is now, I believe that if a woman wants to be a stay-at-home mom and that's what she wants to do, you can also work remotely. There's different jobs you can do at home while on your computer. When they say you don't got to leave your home, you can still work and be at home and still be a stay-at-home mom and get a little bit of that corporate mom feel too because you're putting it in. I would rather have a hybrid in society like that over one or the other. I would rather prefer a hybrid because a hybrid can actually give a little bit of both worlds. Like in the bathroom, we're going to go ahead and get into topic 2. If there's anybody out there that likes to comment on that or hop up on stage, go ahead and do that. We're on to the next question here. Next trick here, and yeah.
Can you hear me all right now? I'm back in the actual town.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. As to whether I would prefer, or I guess you could say, I guess that was a question for the stay-at-home mom or corporate mom. I'd rather the woman, the mother, do what she feels is necessary and what she wants to do. If she wants to be a corporate mother and a corporate mom, then fine. She or a corporate person, period. No, or a stay-at-home mom. That's up to her. That's her decision. That's her right to choose. Whatever I has to say about it has nothing to no bearing on her decision because that's her life. Like my wife, she works. She's a mother. I don't have any kids of my own, but her daughter is my daughter as far as I'm concerned. And we do everything we can to take care of all of us because that's what I believe we need to do. If she felt she didn't want to work anymore, then that's her decision. And I will do what I have to do to make sure the household is ran fine. To bring in whatever money needs to be brought in. If I've got to work 3 jobs to do it, then so be it. If she doesn't want to stay at home, if she wants to work, that's her decision. And I will fully support her. Just like I know you would do the same for Amelia. And Eli would do for Dawn. If Dawn decides she wanted to go out and work and have a 9-to-5 job, I'm sure he'd be right there behind her, supporting her every step of the way. If she wanted to stay at home, then he'd do all he can to do to support her in that aspect of life too. So it's like it's left to the mother. It's not what I prefer. It's left to the woman what she prefers.
Right, yeah, but this question is, you as a person and the society. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I know what you're saying is
when it comes into society, Reese, when it comes to society, as long as you're a productive member, I don't care what you do. If you want to stay at home, you want to work, as long as you're productive and not being a leech on society, I don't care. When I got to start paying for your children, that's where I have a problem.
Exactly. Some of these dudes don't do that. They never put me in. They leave it somebody else.
Like I said, it's like when you start going through and having all the standard baby mama drama where you got women just popping out children so that they could stay on welfare and WIC and all this other stuff. That's the people I have problems with. Right. Because now I'm paying for your children out of my taxes that I work hard for. Those are the leeches of society. That's the people that aren't productive. Those are the people that need to have a life adjustment so that they can get on the right track and become a productive member of society. Beyond that, that's all I've got to say on that topic.
Well, yeah, that's well said there, because now we moving into topic number 2. Okay, topic number 2. If anybody wants to get up here and have your opinions,
Robert,
we are closing out topic number 1. If you would like
Robert, can I say one thing real quick?
Go ahead.
Robert, can I just say before you close it out, one more thing? I was listening while I was in the restroom. I'm sorry to interrupt you. This is very important.
Did you wash your hands, Eli? Did you wash your hands?
Absolutely. I use
okay, so
I use Mrs. Meyer's Clean Day rose scent. It's my hands smell rosy fresh, right?
Oh, the Myers.
Okay. Anyway,
that's the stuff you get at you get that at Sprouts or Trader Joe's, right? Is that stuff he's talking about? The Myers, yeah. My wife gets that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it on Amazon when it's on special. I'll buy boxes of it, a 3-pack, and I got it stocked away in my closet, man. I never run out of hand soap. It's very, very important. Sanitary is very important. But real quick before we move on, Robert, again, sorry for interrupting, but this is very important. What this all boils down to, remember we were talking about the MGTOW community last show, men going their own way. I learned a lot through that community. A lot of the guys that are a part of that community are the problem. But I learned one word. It's called TradCon, which stands for traditional conservative. I think the problem in modern society is these TradCons, these traditional conservatives, all these people that are trolling us and stuff, these men, they're TradCons. They're living in the past, right? And they're anti-progression, right? We have progressed so far with women rising up, with gay rights and all that. And these TradCons are anti-progression 100%. And that's the problem right there. Now, I may not agree with every aspect of progression, but I accept it because people can choose to live their life the way they want to live it just as much as I can choose to live my life the way I want to live it. So this is more of a matter of accepting progression and moving forward and not living in the past. These guys that are living in the past, the TradCons, they are destroying the economy. Does that make sense, guys? TFT or HotFacts?
I can agree with people. Yeah, Reese, you're muted.
Oh, yeah. When you listen to everything, that's why you want to hear everything. You take some of everything out there. There is not one thing that is going to be absolute. So you got to listen. You got to listen to everything. So I appreciate both your guys' input and answers on Thank those. You. People, if you click in now and you want to talk about this topic is done until we are at the end. You cannot come back up and bring this up. This topic is over. So don't click the link or get in the chat talking about this. We've already done this now. Now we're getting into topic number 2. Both you guys, me and TFT are from the same cloth. Like he said, we are Zennials, or what I'm saying, we're a crossbreed. My oldest brother is 49, about to be 50. My other brother is 4 years younger than him, and I'm 4 years younger than that, and my sister is 4 years younger than me. So we're old school. I'm considered, even though you may say with the age and everything, you might put me in a group, but I was raised a little bit different. Like TFT, he said he was young, going out with the pigs, the chickens, doing this and that, taking them to slaughter. I'm out there working in my grandparents' store, working with my mom and dad, doing paper routes, doing all that stuff. I worked in a pizza place at 11 years old, under the table. I understand what it is. So this question right here is, because of how the economy is right now, and we see how terrible it is, and people they're going to drastic measures to earn money. Should the legal age for a minor to work in the United States be lowered to 14 years of age due to the reasons on what I just said?
Are you asking me first, Robert? Who do you want to answer that?
Yeah. Whoever wants to go first.
By all means, after you, Eli.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, my experience regarding this is gonna is where my thoughts are going to come from. I started working at age 15 and a half. I believe at that point, you needed to be 15 years old to work in California with a work permit, right? And I think 15 is a good age. I think any younger than that, it's going to be, you're transitioning from grammar school to high school at age 14, 15, right around there. I mean, what you can do before that, what I did before that, I had a paper route. Did you guys, real quick, before I continue, did you guys have a paper route growing up? I had a paper route. And when you're younger, you do a paper route. You know, I was making like $100 a month back then, which is crap nowadays. But for, you know, a 12, 13, 14-year-old kid making $100 a month, man, and you know, you have no other bills at that point. That's great money, right? And it also starts to teach you responsibility because you got to get up. You got to get the papers folded. You got to go and deliver them on your bike, come rain, come shine, hot, cold, right? So I think the way it's been, Robert, is the best. You know, changing, you know, the age lower. I mean, that's negligible. I mean, it may work, it may not work. But I like the way the system has been. I worked for 4.5 years at a movie theater. At my first job, I got promoted to assistant manager at the movie theater, and then that got me on the right foot. I started working for Costco at age 20 after that, and there took off my career. So changing it to 14, I don't know. I don't know. I think people should do something like a paper route, but here's the thing: papers are not even out anymore. I mean, they still make the paper, but everything's digital. So I don't know if kids even have that opportunity nowadays. So that's my thought about it.
All right, TFT.
Lowering the age for California standards by basically a year. Honestly, I don't think that's going to do much of anything different. What needs to be done, in my opinion, is people need to learn how to multitask enough and keep things done at an early age. Like basically, I did, because I would technically, I wasn't getting paid by an actual job, but I've been working since I was 5 years old.
Wow.
I've been working around my grandparents' quote unquote farms where they raised orchards, cattle, and whatnot. So it's like I've been working pretty much my entire life. Now I got my allowances and whatnot. I got some extra money if I did stuff above and beyond my normal duties that I had to do and help out with. Sometimes my grandparents would give me some extra money if I hauled the bales of hay down to the goats and llama that they used to keep and all that stuff. But I didn't look at it as pay, because they just gave it to me because they wanted to, because I was being helpful and courteous and polite and doing the things that I needed to do. And they felt like they wanted to give me some financial reward. I didn't do it because for the money. I did it because I was trying to help my grandparents. I did it because I was doing the stuff that I do because I was trying to help my mom, help my dad, so they didn't have so much of a burden to deal with. Because I'd never want to be a burden to anyone in this world, period. It's like, I'll tell people now publicly, if I get to a point where I can't wipe my own ass, pardon the language, but if I get to a point where I can't wipe my own ass, pull the plug, take me out. Because I'm now going to be a burden to people, and I don't want that for anybody. That's my philosophy on life.
Wow.
And in the way I do things, I do everything I can to help others as best I can. When I'm only 40, I'm going to be 41 next month, just before Christmas. And in my 41 years of life here, I've gone through a lot, more than most could probably handle, especially in this day and age. I'd love to see kids today do half the stuff I used to do.
I agree.
And come out as well as I have. Now, I'm not saying my shit don't stink. All right. I don't smell of roses 24/7. No, but I work hard for everything I have.
I got you.
Yeah, you know what? Can I say something real quick, TFT? One more thing to add to it. I mad respect to you here in the San Francisco Bay Area. This is what I'm noticing with guys your age or a little bit younger, the millennials, 27 to 42 now is the millennial age, and even the older Gen Zers, which are 27 and under or under 27. A lot of these men, and it's the men that primarily do this. They work in the high tech industry. Women do too, but men that work in the high tech industry, they may make $150K, $200K a year starting, but you know what they do? They're single. they lease a $5,000 a month apartment, they buy a $100,000 Tesla, and they're in massive debt. And that's a lot of these men are so irresponsible, and they have such a lack of self-love that they have to buy these Teslas and get these overly nice places to try to make themselves feel better, and then it puts them in a very bad financial position. I think where the main issue lies is the way that these men are being raised, and we need to do a better job of raising men. We focused a lot on women over the last 55 years, getting them liberated, and that's great. It had to be done, and I'm happy for women. But now what we need to do is focus more on helping men understand where the modern world is at and how to navigate it properly, which is why I call my show Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And I'm sorry for jumping in there, but I just wanted to throw that in there, Robert and PFD.
Oh, no, no pardon to jump in there. I had a little bit of an internet hiccup, but
let me go ahead and put my answer in. Let me go ahead and put my answer in for this one here. Now,
okay.
How technology is. You have video games. Kids are on video games. They're on computers, and I do feel that because times are different. If they did lower it to 14, you have kids that are winning these online gaming tournaments, bringing in some big money like that. You have kids that are testing out video games. You have kids that are going on their computers. They're sending out flyers on their computers. They're doing multiple posts up all over the place, and they're doing that from their computer there to where they can still get some work. Now, if they can do that for a company or a corporation while they're at home, they can actually help out and not be out there doing anything physical. You would actually be replacing some of that video game time with like if the kid learns an application, the kid can get certified in Microsoft Go because his mind is able to grasp everything, go ahead and do it. This kid can be designing things. He could be making flyers and brochures and pamphlets and putting them out and sending them out and making some money while doing that at home. Now, at 14 years old, people say it's A-okay for your child to be a child star at 7 years old, really not in school, getting ran through by the press, getting psychologically beat up and worn out, and kids can go perform on stage and dance and sing for you. But when it comes down to putting in some other work, they want to put restrictions on it. I feel that since we are in this time, in this era, where computers and technology is in place, if you did lower it to 14, a lot of these kids, when they're 13, 14 years old, they know more than what their parents do. They're fixing the computers. They know how to get the viruses out. These kids already know how to hack. So if you go with the times on what it is now and don't do a physical labor job like that at 14, but some of these online internet jobs a 14-year-old should be able to do and bring some more money in there. That's my opinion on this take.
Rob, go ahead, TFT, because I want to say something too. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
First off, about the whole internet job thing, it's like you don't technically need to lower the legal age for that. They could do that now anyway. All they got to do is sign up for it in their parents' name, and then they do the work.
No, I would say for if a corporation, like a kid can legally go and apply for that corporation but work at home. I'm talking about not sign up under your parents' name.
But again, even
the kid's name.
Regardless, that we're only talking about a year's difference for California's sake anyway. There's a kid can legally go to work at 15, as long as he has the work permit. So dropping it to 14, right. Still, it's not going to do any difference because you still got to get that work permit, and then it's on the parents to authorize and approve that work permit.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of families don't want their kids doing it. Like, for instance, myself. I'm going to use myself as an example here. Through high school, my parents would not let me work because they wanted me to focus on my education. It wasn't until my senior year of high school that my dad would allow me to go and work, and it was only on the weekends when I did not have school. All of my schoolwork must be completed before I even got to go clock in. Yeah, so it's like in my circumstances, granted, most of my work ethic and my morals and responsibilities and everything, that came from the middle school, high school era, because elementary school, there's not a lot to do. There's no real homework. There's none of that stuff, or at least when I grew up. Of course, I was also the kid that had all my classwork and homework done in class before I even got out of it. So when I got out of school, I just went home and played, had fun. So my parents put me to work since I had so much free time. I had a bicycle paper route when I was a kid. I kind of miss it, to be honest. Those were fun days. Running around, throwing the papers, going around and collecting the money from people, and giving the cut that had to be given to the company itself. I miss all of that. I do. And I do believe that if a lot of kids these days had that same ability, they would be a lot different than they are today.
Yeah, real quick.
If you're just staying at home, doing computer work, it's not really going to change much. Because kids these days are so multitaskable and talented with that they'll play a computer game and still do the work at the same time.
Yeah, real quick. Go ahead, Robert.
Hold on, Eli. Hold on, Eli. The reason why this one was brought up, because we have situations. If you speak to someone who's down south, you can listen to like Shannon Sharp speak. You get stories from all around the world. I mean, all around the United States, where these kids are working under the table in these places, right? But the money that they're bringing in is helping save their family from being where they don't want to be. So let's say a kid is 14 and that 14-year-old kid made $25,000 to $30,000 at 14 years old, and the family were able to use like $12,000, $13,000 of that to help them be where they should be. If that kid cannot get in there and help like that in some of these situations, that family is stuck on the outskirts. So, you know what I mean? There's situations where it can be beneficial.
Yes, I can agree with that. But again, for California's sake, 1 year is not really going to make a whole lot of a difference. If you're at that case, you might as well drop the age to as soon as they can walk and talk. Most families are going to be in financial trouble when the kid's before 14 years old.
Right. And real quick, I think what this all boils down to, and it's also what Tracy J was saying in there. I was thinking this before she put that even out there. Kids should be taught respect and personal responsibility as early as possible to help them grow into responsible adults. The bottom line is that, look, these kids nowadays are learning things faster than ever before because of the internet. That's the bottom line. And that's not a bad thing. Okay. And they can actually start a YouTube channel and even make money with their parents' permission at a young age and do all that. That's not the problem. The problem is they're not mature enough. They don't have the personal maturity at age 14 that you have supposedly in your 20s. I personally, I wasn't, as mature as possible until my mid to late 20s. Like, personal maturity is very important because you can have all the money in the world. You can be 14 years old, have a successful gaming YouTube channel, make $100,000 a year, which is a lot of money for a 14-year-old, right? And if you give them the responsibility to do whatever the hell they want with that money, they're not personally mature enough to handle that. They would go broke. And next thing you know, they would probably do that for a year or two or three. And then let's say they stopped making that money for whatever reason. Maybe somebody's doing it better, or they just, aren't good at it anymore, or whatever. They hit that high, and then they want to reach that high again. And so they start to focus on that instead of doing other things to better themselves or get into a better career choice or to become more personally, mature. That's the thing. At 14 years old, you do not have the maturity to be able to handle properly most of the things that these kids are not capable of doing because of the way they learned them on the internet. Does that make sense, guys? It's personal maturity. We got to focus on that, because without personal maturity, you're never going to learn responsibility. If you're not mature enough to even understand what responsibility is, how the hell are you ever going to understand it? How the hell are you going to be able to do it?
I can agree with that, but I also have to say that's more on an individual case-by-case basis, because I've known some kids who are far more mature than their age. I've known some people who are in their pre-teens even who are far more mature than people I've known in their 50s. So again, that's subject to a case-to-case, person-to-person basis. But I do agree with it.
Right.
You're right.
Now this right now, people, thank you guys for the input on that. This topic is now closed off, people. We are not going over this topic again. If you try to come in right now and leave a comment on this one, this ship has already sailed. We are on to the next topic, people. This is how this show is being ran, people. I hope you guys are liking this. We got some real good conversation going on here. Now, this next one, I know I'm a dad. TFT is a dad. Eli, you're not a parent yet, but you can give your opinion on this, and everybody else out there. When should a father be okay with his daughter dating?
Nice.
All right, that's the best sound.
That's the Vato Loco Mobile. That's the Vato Loco Mobile, right?
Yeah, we got a lot of weird people out here who modify the horns and honks.
Who wants to dive in first? When should a father be okay with his daughter dating?
TFT, I'll yield to you first. It yielded to me last time. Go ahead.
Well, my daughter started dating at an age that I felt she was mature enough to handle herself. So, and she always still brings people by and tells me about everything. So she's never going to do anything that's going to be extremely irresponsible, in my opinion, because we raised her right in my mind. Now, she started dating at 16. I personally started dating at 13. But for my daughter, if I feel she's mature enough and she's wanting to, let's go. But there are rules.
Right. Yeah.
And so if the rules and stipulations aren't followed, then that's it until she's grown and out of my house.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on the subject.
All right, Eli, it's on you.
Yeah, I agree with TFT, Rurik, on that. And I'll add a little more. I believe 16 is the right age for many reasons. Number one, that's, when you can get your driver's license in most states. Also, even though you're not completely mature by the time you're 16, I think you're far more mature at 16 than you are at 13 or 12, at 16 would be the right age. Also, one thing, if I ever was a father, and I'm not going to be, because I'm going to be with Dawn, and Dawn and I are older, and she can't have any more kids, and she has her kids. But I've dated women in the past that had young kids, even young teenage daughters. And the right way to handle it is this: you got to sit down, with your daughters. And number one, you got to talk with them about pregnancy, birth control, condoms. You got to get them on birth control. You got to talk to them about condoms, because the bottom line is, you can tell them to not have sex. They're going to have sex. They're going to do it, whether you like it or not. And listen, as a man, if I was a father and had a young daughter in this situation, I mean, honestly, it's like I wouldn't want to imagine another boy doing things with her. But at the same time, I was doing that at that age, so I'd be a hypocrite, right? So it's like I get how hard it would be, but it's all about responsibility. You don't want to have an unplanned teen pregnancy. We've had so many of those. And in some cases, it's ruined the lives of the woman. In other cases, they were able to handle it. Again, it's a case by case basis, like TFT Rurik says. But 16 is the right age, in my opinion. Talk about birth control. Talk about condoms. Talk about responsibility. Okay, you want to have her bring the boy over. It's probably somebody from her school, her high school, right? Sit down, talk with them. You want to meet each other's parents and stuff. and then, hey, let them go and date. But, set curfews and, set some restrictions. And the more and more that they abide by the rules, then you loosen up a little bit. Give them some incentive to have more freedom by first setting some ground rules. And the more and more they respect them, the more you loosen up. And that also teaches them responsibility at the same time. So those are my thoughts. What do you think, guys? Right. Does that make sense? Or
no, it makes sense. Yeah. I'm a dad, and my daughter, my daughter 8 years old and everything. You know what I mean? So my daughter, I gotta sit and watch as she gets older to get to that point, which is so dreadful. But at the same time, I feel that 16 is an okay age, meaning you're an upperclassman in high school. You sit across the bleachers in assemblies from the 9th and 10th graders, or your assembly is completely different. You can be eligible for the homecoming king and queen as a junior in high school. You can go to you're really okay to go to prom, really get a chance to understand what going out to dinner and a dance is and things like that. Most these kids are, if they play sports, if they're being recruited, they're already got a good head on their shoulders. They're talking about school, where they're gonna go, and then obviously meeting the parents. If you meet the parents of it, if they like and everything is okay and going in the right manner there. Like you said, we got those rules, but I do think that 16 is a good age. Like you said, you can work, you can have a job, you ain't gonna be around someone all day, every day. We've got to, like you said, like my mom did with all of us, you got to teach them about sex, not only from school and in the class and everyone have about sex and things like that. Don't look at these TV shows and try to get pregnant because you say, oh, my friend's pregnant, I want to get pregnant. You got to go ahead and teach all that stuff, but we can't control everything. Things do happen, but 16 for me would be the age out there. If you are someone out there in the comment section, go ahead and leave that down. We are done with that topic there. Now, this one is a hypothetical for both of you guys, and we've all been in the gig world. Recently, I had an interview with JP, and he was explaining how, coming from Venezuela, you get people that are buying accounts on Walmart Spark and DoorDash and everything for like $800. They're getting a rental car and everything else with it, and they're using your account. This hypothetical, I'm asking both of you guys here. Let's say you rent out your account. The person that you rent the account out to, he happens to go on a delivery one day and decides to rob the place that he is going to do the delivery on. He then gets arrested, goes to the interrogation, and he tells them that it's not even his job, it's your job, and he bought the account from you while he committed this crime. Should you get the jail time, the same jail time as the guy that did the crime, for you renting out your account to this gentleman? Hypothetically speaking, if you're in that situation, do you think you should be able to go to jail the same time, the same crime that he committed?
You want me to go first? Go ahead, TFT.
Go ahead. Oh, please, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's fraud. It's absolutely fraud because you're using a social security number. That's a government issued number. That is fraud. That's a felony. You should be arrested and go to jail for a long time. But they would probably slap the person on the wrist if it's a first offense. I saw that interview, Robert, and I really liked the guy, and I really liked the fact that he did things legally. My problem with immigration is our government is extremely hypocritical when it comes to most things. Let's face it. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, doesn't matter. They're all hypocrites. They're all hypocrites, and they're all about themselves and fame and money and whatever, and power and all that, right? But when it comes to immigration, I think the reason why they allow people to come into this country is because our country knows that us Americans are not willing to do certain jobs, especially for piss poor pay, right? For minimum wage. These Hispanics that come from the border, they'll work for half a minimum wage or a third of minimum wage. Why? Because the US dollar is worth almost 20 times more there than it is here. So when you have the Hispanics coming here and working DoorDash and taking trash orders, for example, if they were to take, a $10 order going 15 miles, to them, that's a ton of money. To us, that's shit, right? So
what about the crime, though, Eli? What about committing the crime? What about if that person commits a crime? You are the person that rented out the account to this person. This person does a crime, and when he gets caught, he goes and tells that it's not his account, it's yours, and he throws you in there. So while he's getting charged, do you feel you should be charged for the same crime that he's being charged for?
Oh, I think a crime's a crime. If you commit a crime,
we're talking about the crime. Yeah, we're talking about the crime.
The crime, yeah, the crime is a crime, regardless of who commits the crime, whether it's a citizen of the U.S. or somebody that's immigrated here, right? But the problem, Robert, is the government is turning the cheek because us regular Americans that are struggling to survive in a rough economy and the cost of living going up everywhere, especially here in California, right? It's like we can't afford to do these slave jobs that the Hispanics will come in and do for 1/3 of what we would want for it, right? Because the money in Mexico is worth almost 20 times, the American dollar is worth almost 20 times more in Mexico than it is here. So the bottom line is, it's like the government's turning the cheek on these crimes because no one wants to work these jobs. Right? What about,
But you're missing the point, Eli. You are the American that is struggling and you want to make more money, so you are renting your own gig app account out to someone else. So you could be going to jail also with them because you're renting out. This is a hypothetical question. It's your account that you are renting out to someone else. They commit a crime and they're going to jail, and they say that it's your account. So you could be going to jail for the reasons on saying that, I don't have enough money, and they'll come and work for it, but you're going to rent your account out. So if you rent out your account, you can get caught with the crime. So don't think about the normal Americans who are suffering. You rented your account out to someone who committed a crime, and because you rented it out, they come and arrest you. Do you feel you should be charged with the same crime?
Absolutely, because here's the thing, Robert. If I'm stupid enough to do this, which I would never do this, if I'm stupid enough to rent out my DoorDash and Uber Eats account that's attached to my social security number, which is my government tax ID, then I deserve to go to jail, right? The bottom line is you got to think ahead of the consequences, right? And even I've said this before, I'll say it again. I told this to Don even yesterday. I said, I would rather sleep under an overpass than have to do shady shit to keep a roof over my head. That's the kind of man I am. It boils down to morals, values, and ethics. I would never do that in the first place. But if I did, I'm asking for it. Why would you be dumb enough to rent out your social security number to somebody else? That's the bottom line. Does that make sense?
Let me jump in here right quick on this topic.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have to bounce out because I just got a nice order. If I were to rent my account out to somebody, whether it don't matter who it is, illegal or not, if I rented it out and they committed a crime, should I get busted for the same crime they committed? Personally, I think no, but I should get busted for basically ID theft because I'm enabling somebody using my identification and giving them the legal right to work under my title, my tag, my social security number. That is a fraud charge, and that I should be arrested for that charge. The crime they commit is the crime that they should be arrested for. That's my opinion.
Okay.
On that hypothetical question.
Yes. Thank you, TFT, for diving right into that. I want to do a pause for station identification right now. People, you are watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese. Yeah, go ahead, TFT.
I'm gonna go ahead and bounce out to get my order. You guys take care.
Yes, sir.
Take it easy, bro. Thanks for popping in.
people. So we're gonna do station identification. You're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese. You were watching the Hot Facts and Coach Eli podcast. We had a special guest, TFT. He wanted to hop in and get involved with these questions and conversations. I want to also say thank you for the people over there streaming this live on Rumble. You guys got about 67 or 68 people in there, almost 70 people. We got enough here. We're floating on just about 90 people watching this stream live. Thank you so much. I also want to say that, look, ever since I switched it from paid members only, I put it to just anyone, and you guys are up here. I'm just letting you guys know your comments got to be all the way respectful. Jeffrey will do work. Don't think you can get up here, write in all capitals. He will go ahead and time you out. Don't think you can put excessive emojis. He will time you on out. Don't think you can repeat things over and over and over. He'll time you on out. Don't say the words the both C words, F-U-C-U-C-K, C-O-C-K, B-I-T-C-H, F-U-C-K, nigger. You can't say that. There's a lot of words that you can't say that he will go ahead and give you that vocabulary timeout also. Just know that. But and everybody else watching this right now live, I thank you guys for letting everyone get a good piece of this show. I'm pretty sure that they were watching this and they really have nothing to say because we're speaking about topics that they don't know. We're speaking about topics that they're like, well, we got to listen to Eli talk and see what he feels about all of this. We've been going over a lot of things and ain't no one said nothing stupid and or do nothing else like that. Some of you guys have been agreeing with him in your head on your own phone or your own computer right now while watching this. I just want to say thank you guys for that. Now, let's get on over to topic number 5. Now, you aware with Derek Chauvin, right? The guy with George Floyd officer. So you know he was stabbed 21 times recently when he went in there, and the guy that did the stabbing yesterday, you know, he came out. He's already arrested. You cannot rearrest him. But they're giving he could face an extra 40 years for the stabbing of 21 times in the law library. Now, he is a Mexican mafia member and said that he wanted to get him, but not kill him for up to 5 months. He said he waited until he said he did it. He waited till the first of he waited till the first. I forgot what it was for the Black Lives Matter movement. So he waited to do it on the day for Black Lives Matter. And he said that if the guards would not have gotten to him so fast, he would have killed him. Now, this guy had his knee on, you know, George Floyd's neck for like 9 minutes straight. Do you feel, you know, the statements that this Mexican mafia member said that he was going to kill him? Do you feel he should be killed? And since he's been stabbed 21 times, should they just move him all the way to a super protective custody unit? And should he have been allowed in general population, knowing what he did and the whole nation witnessed it?
It's a loaded question. It's a great question. First of all, Robert, you know, what happened to Floyd was horrible. Yeah, I mean, what Chauvin did was horrible, right? And he's in jail for it. And I think the right way to handle someone like Chauvin is to let the system, let the government system take care of him. If you're going to have a member of the mafia come in and take matters, you know, into their own hands, then all you're doing is ruining your life for this guy. If you're going to kill this guy, then you're going to get the death penalty or at least life in prison, right? It's not listen, you know, you don't fight fire with fire, right? You don't kill someone because, you know, they killed someone, right? Okay. in the charge of attempted murder. Yeah, that's what it was. And you're right. He probably would have been dead if they didn't catch it in time. I think the people that do these types of things, like these mafia members, I think they're exactly like the type of people that have been trolling us. And it's these fake conservative alt-right people. If they're from a different country, they have their own version of all the alt-right and the conservative, fake conservative party there. These are just very, very, sick, uneducated, uninformed, mentally and emotionally unstable people that take the law into their own hands. Remember the People's Court? Doug Llewellyn used to say, don't take the law into your own hands. You take them to court. Remember that, Robert? Right?
Yes.
Okay. So in essence, how I'm going to respond to this is don't take the law into your own hand. But some people, this type of particular man that thinks this way will take the law into their own hand every time and end up ruining their life and their family's lives because, of what some other man did. I mean, it's just, you're not going to make a wrong a right by doing another wrong. That's all.
But should they have had him? Should they have had him in general population other than protective custody because the high profile case he's involved in, and he's a police officer?
Yeah, are you saying that should they have him in more protective custody, like isolated from other inmates? Is that what you're saying?
The protective custody unit. The protective custody unit is there to protect the people who need protecting from the other inmates because they can get hit and get killed.
Yeah,
they had him in general population, so anyone can get to him.
They should. It's a high profile case. Absolutely. Okay. I mean, they should. Now, I don't condone what Chauvin did, but you got to let the system take care of him. You can't take matters into your own hand. And the government here screwed that up. They should have given him more protection.
Okay. Now, you guys in the comment section, someone said something about criminals and lying and stuff and all this other stuff. I'm going to make a comment about something I saw yesterday. I saw Coach J. Rom speaking with Flex and some other people, and they're pretty much trying to figure out what's the thing with J. Rom and Reese. J. Rom said he did something that he was not supposed to do. He said some things and did some things, but he tried to make an excuse, and he said that he did it because I said something about Tammy's deceased daughter and everything. I never did that whatsoever. I never said one word about her deceased daughter. Let me tell you what I did. I was trying to find Tammy's face. Someone shared a video to where I saw her face, and I shared the video on my community post. I never said one thing about her or anything else. So J-Rom, the guy that you guys see so highly, he lied to your face straight up right there, because what he did was he said, and I have it. I'll play it again. He said that he was going to do very bad things to my deceased son. He was going to put him on pornographic sites. He said, you don't want to see what I'm going to do to your effing deceased son. He said all of this stuff. I never said nothing about him or to him. I posted a video that showed Tammy's face. That has nothing to do with him. The reason why he likes Mr. Flex is because Flex jumps in everybody else's business like that also when it has nothing to do with him. So he lied to you guys yesterday. I never did nothing to him, never said nothing to him. I shared a video that had her face. I did not know what was in that video. When I noticed what was in the video, I apologized, okay? And it wasn't to him. It was to her. He was acting like, well, the apology was to me. It had nothing to do with you, so mind your own business and quit lying to people. That's why you're blocked and banned from my channel. Now tell them the real hot facts on that. Now, let's get
can I respond to that? Can I respond to that real quick, Robert? Let me say one thing real quick about that. Thank you so much. Few things. First of all, I don't feel the need to address this again, but I'm going to, out of respect for Robert. and his chat and all that. Okay, the people in the chat that are saying I embezzled money from my former insurance company I was an independent contractor from, the woman that put out that audio video clip saying that, okay, was in my chat, and I say this respectfully. She even said that she did that for entertainment drama purposes. You folks saw that. You folks know that. You know it's not true. So stop putting things out there that aren't true. You're not going to get a reaction out of me. You're getting a response saying that I think you're wasting your time and you're grasping at straws because you're bored and miserable. Number two, Robert, I don't talk about, like I said last time on your show, and I'm not telling you what to do or anyone else what to do, but the people you're talking about, the more and more we keep responding to them in any way, shape, or form, it fuels the fire of what they need to get through their days and what they need to make their content. That's why I don't talk about
Eli. That had to be that had to be done. That had to be done because while he was up on stage speaking with Flex and other people, they asked him a specific question and he lied about it. So I am, and they're streaming me right now on Rumble. So everyone on Rumble is watching right now, and I am telling the truth. And if they think I'm not, I can just go ahead and repost what I did, or he can go back and bring up the video that he took down. If he brings up the video that he took down, you will see, and you can go back to Tammy's live stream. I'm pretty sure they have it still. Slap yourself, Jeffrey got you. She can bring it up, and you will see that I said what I said, and I said what I did, and I reposted the video. I never said one word to him. Didn't do anything else like that. So someone said he prayed for bringing this up again. He brought it up and lied. So if he brings it up and lies, me being hot facts, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the truth, and he knows this. I never said nothing to him, never got involved with him, and I never said not one word about Tammy's daughter. I posted a community post link of a video that showed her face, and I was unaware about what the person was putting in the video. And I apologize for it because I did not want to be a part of that. So go ahead and get it straight, J. Ron, when you go ahead and tell that story, because I always will. Thank you. Now, you should have told your wife how she came over to try to say, oh, I mean, I thought this was the restream. You know, she knows the truth. She heard. You guys should know the truth together. All those people there who are watching right now, you guys know. Now we're on to the very, very last, very last topic here. We're gonna get into that, but first let's go about the giveaway. So there's people who are on Rumble watching right now. I'm also on Rumble now. Also, Hot Facts with Robert Reese. So when I get my 5 followers there, I will be streaming my stuff there, so I can be able to monitor it better over there to see who's using it. I'll be able to take actions over there and all that other stuff from being over there. But the giveaway, let's get to the giveaway. For those of you who do not know, I'm a nutritionist, personal trainer, and all that other great stuff there. I have a nutrition plan that I use for my clients. It's my 72-day challenge. 72 days, depending on if you are extremely obese and overweight, you got a whole bunch of fat on you. You can go ahead and use this. You can drop up to like 80 pounds in 72 days, depending on how overweight you are, or you can knock off what you need. It's a fail-proof plan. Everything is there. All your healthy fats, your carbs. It's broken down into portion sizes based upon your weight and everything else like that. I have it all set there. Everything is in full detail. The winner will be getting this nutrition plan that is valued at over $300. Okay. And when you do this, you will be able to help yourself for the new year with these New Year's resolutions and things like that. So I said earlier that it was going to go to the person that interacts the best, the person that has the best comments, the person who has really good questions, things like that. Anyone that's been throwing shade and salt out there, you're already disqualified because you can't win by not being positive, first of all. So I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to go on down this right here. And I will say this right here. Wait. I will say this right here because TFT can't win. TFT always wins my stuff. TFT cannot win. I'm going to do this for, you know what? Let's go. It's going to be out of Donnie Shaw. Okay. It's going to be out of Donnie Shaw. And there was one earlier that had some pretty good comments on it. Let me see. This person right here. Tracy J was saying she had a couple comments. Kids should not be taught kids should be taught respect and personal responsibility as early as possible to help be responsible adults. She came in with that one there. She also came in with a couple more. DoorDash DD Jack. Your marriage thing, see, that disqualifies you. Okay, so it's gonna be out of Tracy J and Donnie Shaw. Okay, Tracy J or Donnie Shaw, and Tracy J or Donnie Shaw. Here's how we're gonna do it just like this. We're gonna do it just like this. Tracy J and Donnie Shaw. I'm giving away two of them. He said, give it to Tracy J as I'm in the UK. Bam. There it is. But my nutritional plan, I send it to you on a PDF. So I send it to you on a PDF. So you can still get it there. But since you want to go ahead and pass that up to Tracy J, here is what you do right here. I'll go ahead and put this banner up right here. This is what you do. I'm going to go ahead and put this up right here. This one should have, let me see. This one should have the email address on there. Go ahead and or actually, yeah, go ahead here, and it should have the email there. Look up type in that email there. It's gonna pop up. The new you.rr at gmail.com. That's the new you.rr at gmail.com. Okay, that's the new you.rr at gmail.com. You send me an email, say it's Tracy J, a winner from the Hot Facts and Coach Eli podcast for the nutritional plan. You go ahead and you go to the new you.rr at gmail.com. People, once again, Tracy J, the new you.rr at gmail.com. Okay. I know I should have a banner with that up. The new you.rr at gmail.com. Can you type that in just for them? The new you.rr at gmail.com. You send the email there, say you are the winner from the Hot Facts and Coach Eli podcast. You go ahead and send that in, and I'll go ahead and send that PDF so you get the 72-day challenge. And that is the giveaway of the day. That went to Tracy J by way of Donnie Shaw. Okay. So now we got the very last topic here, Eli. I don't know how you were taught to swim, but my dad threw me in the water. Okay.
Yeah.
He threw me in the water. On Necro Getting Bags, he was saying that that's traumatizing because people are putting babies like 6 months old and 9 10 months old, they're just throwing them in the water to see what they're going to do. Do you think that parents should be throwing their little babies in the water to teach them how to swim?
Say that one more time, Robert.
Yeah, I saw you reading the comments there. Yeah, should parents be throwing little babies let's just say 10 months old. Should they be putting a 10-month or a 1-year-old, throwing them in the water to see if they can swim?
No, you're not developed at that point. I mean, if you want to hold them and, teach them to move their hands and stuff like that, you got to be supervising it 100% of the time. You just can't let them try to do it on their own because they'll just drown. I mean, so I'd say no in that aspect. I'd say no. I do have some other things that I'd like to comment on when you're ready. But is there anything else you want to ask regarding that question before? I want to mention a few things.
Yeah, go ahead. The floor's on you.
So here's the thing. I'm going to say this one last time here because I'm done with this. I've been done with it for a while, and I'm really, really tired of this detractor audience. They're not bothering me. It's just they're a nuisance. They're just a nuisance, and they're annoying as hell. That's all it is, right? So I'm going to say two things. First of all, continue to talk about this embezzlement thing that never happened because that's what you folks get off on. But I'll say this. When you work for an insurance broker, when you sell insurance, there is no cash. People pay by check or they pay by credit card or by debit card. How do you embezzle money doing that? Okay, you can't. It doesn't happen. Yeah, maybe some people will, wash checks and do stuff like that. Stop grasping at straws. That didn't happen. Okay, move on from that. Okay. Number two, I want to respond to the jaded driver because he's actually a part of the gig economy. And before he even, found out about, the detractors, which are now both of our detractors, Robert. I want to respond to you, jaded driver, because I don't think you're a bad guy. I think you're just caught up in something that's entertaining you for the time being. He mentioned in the chat, and hang on, let me just find it here real quick. The jaded driver was timed out. Okay, that's why. Hang on. Let me go back and see. You're questioning my income, first of all, jaded driver, which makes you wallet watching another man. You're more curious about where I get my money and how I pay my bills and how I live my life than your own life, which, number one, that's really sad. But again, I will answer your question because I just want to be transparent and honest. Yes, I sold my book of insurance business over 3 years ago. I had a good book of business. I sold it for a good amount of money, and I've reinvested my money to make me money. Okay, that's one. I also have additional income sources that I'm choosing to not disclose publicly because if you detractors find out about those income sources that I work outside of other things I do out here on YouTube, then you folks would go and try to shut those down. And I'm not going to do that. Okay. I don't owe you or anyone anything. So you want to question how I make my money, where my money comes from. The more and more you question it, the more and more that you're just in envy that you can't be in my position to do what I do. That's all. That's the bottom line. I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it honest. This is Hot Facts with Robert Reese. Okay. So if you want to continue to go around YouTube and trash talk me like this other woman, I won't even mention her name. She's like, oh, Eli lives off his mom. No, I do not live off my mom. If that's what gets you off to get through your days and you want to keep saying that till the day you die, then that's on you. Okay. So that's that.
Well, Eli, check this though. Check this though. Here is the main reason why I'm running my show like this now with us, and we're going over these top topics. As you see, they have nothing to say about the topics because it's like you say, they are not intelligent. We went over all of these topics where you have to have an intelligent discussion and converse with. Mm-hmm. They will not say anything about these topics rather than the same thing that they say every single day. Like I said,
right.
I took it off from members only chat, and I watched you guys come on in. You guys knew the rules. If you want to be a spectator, go ahead and do your thing, but make your comments about the topics that we are speaking about. If you guys cannot speak on the topics that are right here, you're not that smart, which means that you can You can get into a consultation and they're explaining things and they'll ask you, did you understand what I just said? What part don't you like? You'll sit there and say, well, Eli is not a life coach. That has nothing to do with what the fuck we're talking about or what they're talking about. You guys got to understand that this show that you guys are watching and you guys are getting these and you guys are listening to these questions like, damn, these are really good topics and questions. Well, these really good topics and questions are meant for people to get involved in. These topics and questions have nothing to do with the gig world. It has nothing to do with how Eli is living at home. It has nothing to do with any of that. So you guys literally came here to not think of the questions, but to try to bash them. But when you listen to the questions that I am putting up, you guys are like, damn, these questions and topics are really good, which means that you guys aren't paying attention to anything. All right. The topics are rather juvenile and not very interesting. Well, that's all right. Hazy Train, that's to you. Now, Hazy Train, I would like to ask you this. Now, if they are juvenile and not very interesting, I would like to ask you to get up here and not talk to Eli. Get up here, click the link, and debate me on the topics, and I will ask you the questions individually, and let's see how you answer them. I will go and just pick any of these, and I want to hear your answers. So I want you to come up and debate me about these topics. Debate me. These topics have nothing to do about Eli. So let's see what you want to get into with me. Yeah, so you won't show your face. You'll get up here.
He won't show his face.
You'll get up here and just talk. Yeah, you'll just get up here and talk. Be a sissy. Be a coward. But I'm telling you,
show your face.
You can get up here. You can get up here and talk to me. Remember, you guys don't have the history with Eli that you guys have with me. You don't have a history with me. Myself, what I do, I'll tear you up in a heartbeat. I'll tear you up in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I want you to debate and come on and talk about these topics. Okay, I'll bring up many more topics. I'll bring up a topic like your name is Hazy Train, you freaking suck and stink. I can make up things like that. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Planet Mondo. Oh, Planet Mondo. Mondo, you're here? Are you here? All right, now, Mondo. Mondo. Planet Mondo, you are here. All right, now. I showed my face yesterday and you sat there like a deer in headlights. Well, Mondo, let me tell you what you did like a deer in headlights. Let me go back and read what you did. All right. Like a deer in headlights, good. Mondo. Let me read what you did. Okay. Now, you were in the chat and you said, I'll get up there and destroy you guys. I'm like, all right, we'll get up here and destroy us then. You got up here, Planet Mondo, and was like, Eli, how are you a coach? And what is this and that? I had to stop you twice and say, no. I'm not talking about things 6 years ago and in the past. I'm talking about these topics right here. This is the show. I said, we talked about Trump grabbing people by the PUSSY. I went over Thunder and Torp. I said, gig drivers, Eli made a comment, gig drivers are stupid with a low IQ. We went over Bud Soda. We went over jealousy. We went over the Walmart boycott with the customers about self-checkout lines or going to the customers. We talked about personal belief, low-cal, and MGTOW. We went over relationships, fraternities. Do they weaken men? We went over all of that plus a little more. I asked you on that show when you popped up, I said, can you speak about any of these topics right here? You know what your answer was? You were like a deer in the headlights. You were like, I was on deliveries. I don't know. So you were a deer in the headlights because you could not answer anything that was up here. So let's talk about deer in the headlights. And now, Mondo, since you are here, we went over all these topics on this show that I just went over, and everything starred we just did. Now, Planet Mondo, if you would like to get up here, show your expertise, I will pick a question here, and let's see if you can answer the question without going into Eli. Now, I challenge you with that. Now, let's see where your mind is. So you got to be telling that we're stuck like a deer in the headlights. Click the link right now, and let's see who is stuck like a deer in the headlights. I'm waiting for you, tough guy. The guy who looks like Flex. Yeah. I'm waiting, and the battle rapper Real Sick. You look like him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want you to click the link. And as a matter of fact, let's start you off with the very, very first one, since I know you weren't paying attention to shit. You're caught with the deer in the headlights. Let's start with this one right here. Mondo. Women running the economy, good or bad? Okay. Since they say women manage finances, okay. Now, Eli, you stay quiet on this one. You stay quiet. I'm about to get his ass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to get his ass. We about to see
Robert.
Do
you mind if I do you mind while you're doing that? If I use the restroom real quick, I'll listen in on my phone. I'll be back in like 3 minutes. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You left as soon as I came again. Look, what a timing.
No.
Check the timing out.
Eli already. No, TFT was up here. Eli left when TFT was up here and went to the bathroom, and he came right back. He did that again. Now, see, you instantly got up here and said, "Look, he left right when I got up here."
Speak my name.
Yeah, but look. The rule was, can you get up here and not mention anything about Eli? Because I'm gonna read you this question. You failed right off the top. You did not pay attention.
You're my dad.
All right. You can do whatever you want. All right. Now answer these questions. Now, let's answer it.
I didn't even listen to your show, and I'll still answer the question just to show you.
I told you guys he didn't listen the same as last time. You have no idea what's going on.
I won't stumble and fumble like you. I won't be
No, I won't be stumbling and fumbling like. All right, so listen.
You fumble every time.
Listen. Women running the economy. Women running the economy, good or bad? Now let me get into it. Since they say women manage finances better than the spouses in their household, how much different would it be if the finances and funding and bookkeeping for the city and the government were ran by women? How much different would it be? On top of that, explain why it would be better, and should women only be able to have these jobs in finances, then break down stay-at-home moms versus corporate moms. Break that down with that loaded 4-part question. That's what we went over.
Oh, you can't count. That wasn't 4 parts. That was 2 parts. But I'll answer your question.
No, there's 4 parts. There's 4 parts. I'm looking at it.
Okay, nobody can see that page. You keep showing off the page with the sunlight. No one can see it.
I'm reading it, so you ain't got to. All right. Go ahead.
Let me answer your question. Gender roles in 2023, I don't believe in them. This is 2023. Women can run the country. I don't think it makes a difference. I think it makes a difference who the person is. I'm not sitting here telling, the country is going to shits because it's been run by men. It's been run by the wrong people. That's all there is. Women are just as smart as men. Are they better with finances? I would say so. Yeah, they're better with saving money. Would that mean that the economy wouldn't be in the shitter? Depending on who the woman is. So that was the first part of your question. Since I can't answer questions, I'm coming here discussing it with you, sir. Second part.
Well, no, you didn't think about this part here, though. I'm going off of the whole history of the United States. We are in super debt with trillions of dollars. And for a long time, women were not allowed to do anything.
Right.
Okay. Anything. So since it's been ran like this from the men, you have to think of if it was completely switched. The question is to make your brain go into completely switched, to think about the other things, not just 2023 on gender roles. It's not about gender roles.
I just addressed that. I literally just addressed that, saying that it's been run by men for the entire history. See, you have listening problems. I just addressed that.
All right. So how would the finances and funding and bookkeeping be for the cities? Now, I answered it. I answered where I feel that a lot of the women would put more focus and emphasis on certain things, like where the money would be going into. I would like to hear detail to go into. Now, the finances, the funding, and the bookkeeping for the cities, the governments, the states. I want to know about that. Now, the next part is, would it be better than now, and why? You have to think about that. Not just
I already thought about it. I already answered your question. I said it doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man. It depends on who it is. It's the person. It's the person, dude. It's the person.
We're not. But it's not about an individual. It's see, you're not getting it.
Oh, I got it. You're asking me.
It's about women. It's about if it were specifically with women. And now the next part of this is, should women only be able to have these jobs when it comes to finances and resources and doing things? Should they only be the ones to have these jobs and not the men?
No, women are outdoing men nowadays. Even in college, there's more women graduating college than men. Times have changed, dude. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is that it doesn't matter. I'm not into gender roles. It's the same thing.
Are they getting the jobs?
Yes. What do you mean? There's more women working now than ever. This isn't my opinion. These are factual. You could do a simple Google research and find out that women they're more empowered than ever, and that's because more are going to school, more are graduating, more are getting these jobs. There's women that are CEOs now. Nobody cares about gender roles in 2023. Does it make a difference as far as finances? I don't think so. In the house, I think a woman is better at saving money, but I don't think a woman should stay at home and cook. I share everything. I've always been 50-50. We both work, we both cook, we both clean. I don't believe in gender roles. If I'm better at cooking, hey, I'd rather do that then, right? You step up in whatever path you're stronger in, and the other person can make it up in some other aspect. But I don't believe in gender roles where it's like, oh, the man has to provide everything and the woman just takes care of the children. That's never made sense to me. And you can apply that to the country, the same thing. I don't believe in gender roles. If a woman is fit to be the president, make her one, right? But if she's not, then it doesn't make sense. I don't believe in gender roles.
Yeah, but you just said that in the house, I do believe that women handle finances better. Why does it have to stop in the house and it cannot translate to the economy and the government, and it could be better?
Well, because women, again, we've never had a woman president, so it's hard to say how it would be handled. But as far as like war and stuff like that, I think we can all agree that when it comes to a man, they think things through a little bit more. It's not based on emotions, right? We think a little bit more logical than emotionally. As far as finances, women are better. They're just simply better at doing finances. If I give all my money to my girl, she will save much more than I can save by myself. But I don't believe in gender roles. It's 2023. If you're better at something,
but see, I'm hearing this from all the men. I've heard this from every man that answered the question. They say, I believe a woman is better at finances in the house, but they are not translating. If they are better in the house, it can translate into the government and our communities and the cities. So you cannot just say it works in the house and it won't work in the business realm.
Because we have nothing to base it off of, Robert. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We have nothing to base it off of because in our history, we've never had a woman president. We've never had a woman running the country. So it's hard to say if it would work or not.
That's why the question is asked. What is it, good or bad? And what if? You have to take yourself from keeping yourself in this realm. You have to be transformed to take yourself out to imagine what it could be. That's the whole purpose of the question, not to say we don't know.
I said it depends on the person. It doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man. If you're fit for the job, you will be great for the country. If you are not, it's going to be a shit fest. I think Trump was a shit fest. I think Biden is a shit fest.
No man has said try it. No man has said, well, hey, let's try it. Every man said no. Let's still try to keep us on there. We went into that how men.
What do you mean every man? Why are you speaking for every man? I've never said no. Why are you speaking for every man? You said you literally just said every man has said no.
Every man that was on here today. You're not paying attention. Every man that was on here.
Every man has said no. You didn't say every man that's been on here today, and I'm on here today.
Yeah, every man that's been on here has answered this question, and they are saying in the household, but there is a hesitation with going into the business form.
There's no hesitation from me. Again, you're speaking for everyone. There's no hesitation from me. A woman can be a CEO. A woman can be a president. It doesn't matter. If you're fit for the job and you're intelligent enough, do it. I'm not telling you to sit at home and save money and cook for me. If you're better at me than something else, go do it. If I married a woman that was making more money than me, I wouldn't be jealous. It's not. I don't feel less of a man for that.
This has nothing to do with cooking.
By doing something else.
It has nothing to do with it, but this has nothing to do with cooking or doing other things around the house. This has to do. See, this has to do with one thing: finances and the economy. Would it be different, and how much better would it be than what it is now? It has nothing to do with cooking, sewing. It has nothing to do with raising kids. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has nothing to do with that. So bringing that stuff up has nothing to do with this question. I'm not talking about cooking and cleaning. We work together and do all of this. The question is about women running the economy with the finances, the bookkeeping, and all the funding and everything. That is what it's about. I don't care about the cooking and who's watching the kid. That's not what the question's about.
Dude,
I don't care about hearing about that.
I even saw Eli in agreement with me. I just answered that for you. I said if the woman is
Eli
fit for the
said
job,
it's based upon the person and this and that. And I also said the men on this stage who are up here said the same thing. Even Eli was in the. Even Eli said that earlier. Eli said this earlier too. Right. I said every man that has got up here said the same thing. You are saying what I already told you.
You didn't tell me anything.
Eli tried to talk about cooking and saying, well, we should work together. I didn't ask about working together and making food and washing clothes or anything. It has to do about that specific thing.
You're not. You missed the whole point. The reason why you missed the whole point.
I'm not missing the point.
Let me explain it. If you're gonna have a conversation, have a regular conversation.
You fucked up last time, and you're fucking up now.
You claim that you're professional and all this. At least learn how to have a conversation.
You don't know how you fucked up the first time, so this is the get back. So there you go.
No, I got 2 more numbers the first time.
When I did the question, my answer had nothing to do with cooking food. My answer had nothing to do with
you missed the point. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. What I'm trying to say.
Why do you bring up cooking food and working together?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you listen, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. I'm trying to explain to you that there is no such thing as gender roles in 2023. If you're good at something, hence me mentioning the cooking. If I'm better at cooking, I will do that because I'm better at it. You understand? That's not a woman's job. I'm better at it, so I'll do it. If I marry a CEO and she wants to be a fucking president, go do that. I will make up for it by doing something else in the house. That's why I'm bringing that up, because there's no such thing as that. You're missing my point.
You have no imagination.
You don't even understand my point. No imagination.
Do you watch the comic? Have you seen the comic Wonder Woman? It's an all-women society, right? There's no men in that society, right? There's no men in that society. It's all women. I'm trying to get you to think about, if the men were not doing it, it's all women. It's such a hard thing for a program to not even want to think like that.
You're acting like I'm opposed to the idea. I just said I don't care about gender roles. You could have women take over the whole government. I don't care. If they're good at it, let them do it. I don't care. If it betters the country, puts more money in my pocket, gas prices go down, I'm for it. Why are you pretending like I'm against the idea? I'm not against the idea.
Because the question is very simple. I can look at how the men run everything, and I can sit up here and say that I think it would be better in these aspects. I gave certain aspects on where I feel that it would be a huge improvement. I have not heard at not one point what aspects of the economy or government do you think would be ran differently because a woman's going to be in charge of the finances.
Yeah. Do you know what would be a better question if we have somebody younger running the country versus genders? Right? Stop putting 75-year-old men that are dying. I know, I'm giving you a better question. This is a discussion. Are you having a discussion, or is this fucking third world country?
You're giving me a better question?
That is a better
question.
I'm asking you.
Are you giving me a better question?
Yeah, I'm asking you a question.
You're giving me no, you said you're giving me a better question.
That is a
okay.
All right. My God. Robert, can I say something real quick, please?
Yeah, wow. Go ahead.
Let me give me 2 minutes here, Robert. I'll turn it right back. And I know TFT's on. Welcome back, TFT. Thank you for being here also. First of all, the animosity within that guy.
I had to give it to him back for that last show, Eli. I had to give it to him back for that last show because of what he did. That's why he got that from me.
I respect you, Robert. I know exactly what you did, and most of the audience in here, the haters, they won't understand it. Or if they do, they're going to play like they don't. I know exactly what you did, and I respect you because it takes a very smart man. TFT knows what you did too. There are very few guys, and we're not trying to put ourselves on a pedestal. There are very few people at our level that understand this right now. But let me say this. Okay, the animosity with someone like him, you know, what he said, a lot of the things he said were on point. They were very similar to what I said. So if if that Mondo dude actually pretty much agrees with what I've said and it makes sense, then what's the point of coming on to try to trash talk a guy? Is it because that's your content, your entertainment? Is that what you do? Is it jealousy? Is it envy? I'm not trying to come out here and say I'm any better than Mondo or anyone else, but like, why are you coming out here trying to flex on me when we actually agree on the topic, right? You answer that question right there, right? Okay. But yeah, I mean, I gotta tell you, man, the immature, ridiculous behavior of people like that come on. Like, honestly, if these people are calm and don't attack and create ad hominem attacks and stick on the topic instead of attacking the people, then we could have great conversations and all get somewhere, right? And if he wants somebody younger in office, are you saying that we should put a spoiled, entitled millennial in office? Let's put a spoiled, entitled millennial that has no responsibility and thinks that they own the world in office and see how much better it is than Biden, right? We have older people in office because they're mature and responsible. Do they make mistakes? Sure. But I can guarantee you right now, you put a millennial president in office and this country will go to shit. I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. They're just not at the level of maturity that someone is at age 60, 70, or Biden's like in his mid 80s.
Eli, if I may interject before I head out again, because I got another order, and then I got to go visit my wife. I never said that I didn't want a woman in the office or wouldn't prefer a woman in the office.
Right.
To me, it makes no difference if it's a man or a woman. Even if this is 100 years ago, if like Wanda was saying, if the person is of sound mind and ability to fulfill the role and do it correctly, then that person should be in office for that position. It doesn't matter to me if it's a man or a woman. Now, when it comes to governmental finances, you also got to remember a lot of these lobbyists are screwing us over for everything. It's not necessarily the person in charge. They're having their chains pulled by the lobbyists and corporations. They're the one putting a lot of the money into things. So that's a different topic. So I won't elaborate too much further onto that. And as for somebody being younger, if I'm not mistaken, the available age to become president is 35 years old. Nobody in their 30s, late 30s to early 40s, I've seen even run for office. The only people I see running for office are in their 50s and 60s.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, you're right.
Where all are these other people that are wanting to try and run for office to become president? That are in the younger generations. I don't ever see them. I think the youngest person I ever saw run for office is 52 years old. But that may be not paying attention to everybody.
Wasn't Obama was in his 40s, wasn't he?
I thought he was in his early 50s. I could be wrong on that.
Hazy Train says, instead of being afraid to speak when Mondo was on panel, why speak about this now, Eli? You look weak AF. No, Eli left to use the bathroom and TFT was on earlier, and he came back. He did the exact same thing. But also, he doesn't have to do that when he's on camera because Mondo agreed with Eli. So therefore, there's something that they agree on, which means that Mondo cannot just be up here, just want to talk crap to Eli when they agree on something as serious as that. So this is what this show is all about. We're going to be going over topics so you can realize that you have a lot in common with the person that you don't like. And by these topics, we will be squashing all of that. And if you, like I told him, I said, get up here and don't. And my test for you is not mention anything about Eli. The first thing he did was when he got up here and said, look, he's leaving when I get up here. He failed already when he got up. He didn't even waste no time to fail. Then he told me I can do whatever I want. And then he said, I'm giving you a better question. That's why he's not up here. He didn't understand anything. And he said, I wasn't watching. I was doing deliveries. So he don't know what he's talking about anyway. He just tried to hop up, speak his mind. He did not know what to say. And You keep going into, we work together. It can be for anyone. That's not the question. I gave you a question on use your imagination. Think of how everything is being ran now and think about how different it would be. Now, when I broke down my answer, I broke down about how the money will go into the park and recs, to the education with children, and everything else. It will go into paying teachers more, allocating money the way it goes. I named a whole bunch of things on why I feel it would be better in certain ways. You came up here and did not give one example of any part in government, any field, on what they can actually improve, because if they can do it inside the house, why can they not do it outside in the office? If they are so great and you agree that they are better at running the finances inside the house, you cannot say that once they open the door, they're not able to do it the same way in a business. You just put it down. And I said most men don't want to admit that and think about the damn question because they're so stuck on thinking that we run everything. And the men have fucked up the world. They fucked up the world. The United States is jacked up by all these old dudes like 100 years old in Congress. They're they're senators and stuff, and all these men are saving them money. They're playing golf. They're going over, and then they're doing nasty stuff with little boys and kids, going over to other countries and doing all this weird stuff. The men have messed it up. Now imagine if the women were involved. Put it like this: if the women were in charge, let's say with human trafficking and runaway teens and getting pregnant and murdered and stuff, I think that if there were women in charge, they would put enough funding in to catch these people and lock them up. The men see it as the business. So we go do it like that. There are aspects in society that a woman can change because she's going to be in charge of the financial aspect. That's why the question was asked. You didn't bring up anything like that, so I can be like, okay, yeah, man, you even, and now take a look at it like this: foster kids, adopting kids, all that stuff. The women would make sure the kids will have food in the homes and all that other stuff because they will allocate the money the same way as if they were inside the household. The question was not meant to be on the surface. So anybody out there who thought on the surface, don't think like that. The question is way, way deeper. And if I speak, you will hear how deep the question really is. And Mondo, you gave nothing on any, you gave no examples, no nothing. It was straight off of there's no gender roles. And no. Forget gender roles. I said, what if the role was given to a woman? That's the gender. I said, what if it was given to a woman? It's not my fault you can't imagine that. It's not my fault you can't imagine that. And that's why you got talked over and everything else, because you did that the other day. You got up here and you made your 3 strikes. Don't you ever tell me that the question that I just answered and gave a response to is not a good question. A better question would be if someone was younger in office. Man, slap yourself 48 times with a wet brick. Go ahead and do that. Because that's what you need, and wipe all the blood and smear it all around your face, because chances are any panel that you go into now, there's going to be feminists or other people that were watching this. There might be people from the LGBTQ community that are watching this, and if you go into a panel, they're going to eat you up because you pretty much are saying, well, we haven't seen it done. There hasn't been no woman in office. We don't know about this and that. You just made yourself an enemy with people who are feminists and LGBTQ because they are women. So just understand, when you come up here and you have no answer and no examples to bring out, you only show how limited you are when you're hearing a loaded question. Thank you, Mondo.
Yeah, Robert, real quick, I got to keep chalking it up to this being just one big ad hominem attack by this group of people. And again, like, I've stopped talking about them. I don't address them. They're going to continue to do whatever they feel is right for themselves. Whether we feel it's right or wrong, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. And, I just handle things behind the scenes when it comes to things like this. Like, honestly, like they're really, I think you're beginning to see this too. There really is no value having any of these people around. They're a major distraction from us, accomplishing what we want to accomplish for ourselves and for the other good people of this country and this world. These are just very angry and bitter and jealous and envious people. Like, I'm just going to say this again. I don't care. I'll talk about whatever. It doesn't matter. Shannon, you're like, Eli lives with his mom at 50 and doesn't work. I don't know how many times I have to keep explaining this. I don't have to keep explaining it. I don't care what you think about my living situation, whether you believe what I'm saying or not. I don't give a shit. Why do you give so much of a shit about my living situation more than your own or more than the topic at hand? Are you envious? Are you jealous? Do you feel I should not have the right to help other people because of your thoughts? Like, are you the one that controls my brain, or do you control your brain? That's an honest question to you, right? Again, right. I can sit here and take the scrutiny of all of you, right? Yet you folks hide in plain sight. You're not willing to come on a panel and show your face and put out your real name because you don't want to deal with what we've dealt with from your end, right? You're afraid of what you're going to get back in real life, which honestly, if it was me, it wouldn't be anything because I don't do that. Maybe in the past, I took some actions to protect myself, but I don't do that. I've grown, I've learned, I've matured on this platform, and you can choose whether to accept that or not. And listen,
now we got somebody trying to come up backstage. We got someone trying to come up backstage by the name of Gig Worker. Gig Worker, we are almost out of time here, but the rule of this is you have to show your face on Hot Facts to be up here. This is a show. We don't go ahead and do that here. So until you are willing to show your and now you leave. Thank you.
Of course. Because they want to porn bomb you, Robert. They want to kill the show and porn bomb you. That's all they want to do. It's probably one of the trolls. Eli,
these people are nuts.
Go ahead. Well, Robert, here's the thing. These are the grown-ass men and a few women, but primarily it's grown-ass millennial and Gen Z men that are just unhappy about something within themselves, deep within. That's it. It's the way they're behaving is a direct reflection of how they see themselves. And they don't want to hear the truth. It triggers them to hear that because they know I'm spot on, right? So the only way they can come back at me for calling them out on the truth to try to help them is by attacking me below the belt, right? Which I could care less because it doesn't matter what you think about me. What matters is how I feel about myself and what I think about myself. And you should feel the same way about yourself. I don't sit there and worry about how these people live their lives, who they live with, how much money they make or don't make. But when it comes to me, like, they want to dissect every aspect of my life for some reason. I think that's so surreal for grown-ass people to do. That shows their level of intelligence. It shows their level of integrity. It just shows their cards. That's all. But thank you, Robert.
Right, yeah. Let me see. There was someone in a private chat. Let me see what they say. I think it was that person, Gig Worker. I just want to say hi and ask Eli, my son, aka Eli, called my son a mass shooter. Well, if Eli called your son a mass shooter, you guys show your face. But if Eli did call your son a mass shooter, you would have to wait until the show where we are going over the topic of, did Eli call your son a mass shooter? And if that is the topic there, you can click the link and come on up here, but that's never going to be the topic. So if you do want to get up here, you have to go over the topics that we did. Those were the rules of the show. See, you trolls have no idea. The people that are lusting for Eli every day, like, they're streaming this on Rumble because Eli's over here too. And, you guys lust over him every single day, that you fail to listen to rules and instructions and everything else. You guys got a hard on for him. And it's very, very intriguing to me that you guys have it like that. But we are a team. And while, as you guys see, we are very similar when it comes down to controlling our show. We give you a chance, you mess it up, you get the boot. It is what it is. If you can't show your face and be up here and follow these rules, you won't be able to. Now, the next time, if Mondo does want to get up here, he already did his rude thing. I did that back to him. Now we start off scratch on the surface level to where he will not be interrupted if he wants to go over the topics and the questions based upon what we are all doing. Now, if he's not watching and he's not paying attention, please do not click the link and step on up. You're just wasting airtime. Now, with that being said, people, Coach Eli And Hot Facts with Robert Reese, people, this is the longest one we've ever done. We're sitting on 2 hours and 55 minutes. We're about to call this thing done. Tammy J, what was her name? Yeah, Tammy J. Send in the email me. I'll send the PDF of the food plan, and you have that. You were the winner of the giveaway. People, I will be doing giveaways of this free nutrition plan valued at over $300. Once you see all the good stuff in it, what you can actually eat and all that good stuff, it's something that you will say like, man, I'm so glad I came up on this. I will be giving these away for giveaways. I know some people want cash, some people want t-shirts and stuff. No, I'm going to give you something that's going to help benefit your life. And this nutrition plan is something that will do it. Some people already have it and they have not even tried it, not once. But that's like people that go to the gym on New Year's resolutions. They go once and never go back. Try it out and see what it does. It's there. The giveaway is there. We will be giving these things out on the regular. And then what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to have my wife, since she's in the chat the whole time, I'm going to have her going through and see who deserves to be the winner based on the interactions that she is seeing out there. And then once she picks the winner herself, she gets to choose it herself. She'll let me know. I'll announce it. We'll go over everything else like that with the email. We'll go ahead and get that done. But Eli, let's go ahead and do it like this. I'm gonna start with the final thoughts right now with the final words.
Okay.
People, hopefully you guys had a great time watching this show. We've had a lot of people in this box consistently. We had another like 70 something, 80 people watching over on Rumble. So we're sitting at 100 people watching this show. Thank you guys for the free advertisement for Hot Facts with Robert Reese and Coach Eli. Authentic, live streams. Go ahead and check him out there. That makes people go ahead and check him out. And because of this show, and you hear the answers that we are putting out there, there's going to be people that are watching that are going to like what he says, and he's going to gain more subscribers and followers like that. So my final words are, if you continuously want to help people and do what you are doing, I thank you. I do appreciate it. Show love for everybody else out there. Oreo, that's not a face. That's called an avatar. You got to go back to school. I thank you guys. Keep showing love and support. Everyone needs love and support. It helps our channels grow. And without your help, we cannot do anything. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Eli.
Yeah, Robert, you can still hear me, right? I'm coming through okay?
Yep.
Okay, thank you for that. First of all, Robert, I want to thank you and your wife, Amelia, for having me on again. Much respect to you. I completely understand everything you said and did on this show. Respect to Amelia for running the chat very professionally. I hope to catch your next stream at Coach Eli. It's probably going to be later this afternoon from a walk in a few 2 or 3 hours or so. But and that depends if it rains. Maybe I'll go to the park. There are some overhangs there. But yeah, come rain, come shine. You got to still get your exercise in. But how do I want to end this? The animosity, Robert, in a lot of these people nowadays is what's holding them back from their full potential. They worry more about why other people are doing things and living their life a certain way than their own. And they're wasting lots of time on social media, to try to knock people down like you and myself instead of focusing on bettering themselves. The reason why I understand this so well is I used to be just like you folks. Listen, I'm not going to come out here and call you out on your shit if I first don't own my shit. I've said it before and I'll say it again. When I was younger, I had a lot of animosity towards people in the same ways that you folks do. I was very jealous of other people, my friends that made more money than me, when they had more beautiful girlfriends, when they drove better cars. I was jealous. I was envious. I did whatever I could to try to trash talk them in real life. This is before YouTube came out and social media came out. I used to do whatever I could to knock them down for one reason, because I was trying to make myself feel better. And I feel like a piece of shit for being like that. But I can sit here at age 49, almost 50, and admit that and become a better person. And all I hope for all of you out there, the people that have this animosity, the people that troll myself and Robert, the people that rebroadcast us, the people that do whatever to try to knock us down or whatever, I really hope that one day you can dig deep within yourself and really understand how you're coming off and why you're doing what you're doing, so you can better your life for yourself. As far as myself, I've decided, Robert, I handled these things behind the scenes. I no longer talk about these people. Every now and then, if it's in the context of an interview like this, like I responded to some things today where it made sense, but pretty much I don't talk about them. I let them do what they're going to do, and I keep moving forward. And that's it. Again, thank you to you and your wife, Amelia. Thank you, AZ Prod, for being here, and anyone else that was truly in support here. And hey, even thank you to the trolls for being here, because you're supporting the show one way or another, right, Robert?
Right. And I want to give a thanks to AZ Prod and my wrench gang, my moderators that do work. I want to give a special shout out to the moderators on this channel. I thank you guys for being my moderators. I thank you guys for understanding the concept of the shows and what we allow and what we do not allow. It makes the channel run a whole lot smoother. You guys are helping keep people in check. Thank you. And I also want to say that each one of my moderators, they have their own brain. They know what's acceptable and what's not. If something feels shaky in their head, they have the ability and the free range to execute and do their moderating rule. I can always see and check it out what it is. If it's something that I feel that they could have let that go, I'll just let them know. But for the most part, I really don't do that. I give much respect and a shout out to my moderators, my managing moderators, like my wife is switching it here from members on mode to subscribers. Let everyone in. She's doing that to control the trolls coming in and out. So we will be doing that stuff all the time. I give a big thumbs up to TFT, my deputy. DoorDash Revolution is here in the chat. He's the ace of the chat channel here. And the brand. Our head of diplomacy, John George, and another big shout out there to Uber Jeep AZ over there on the rideshare scene. And you guys already know my partner in crime right here, Coach Eli. I want to thank him for being a co-host and of this show. Now, Eli, I'm gonna do it first. People, we out of here.
Wait, Robert. Hold on. I want to respond to what your wife said real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's very important. This is your wife, and I need to pay my respect. I got to pay my respect, brother. I'm sorry. Amelia said in the chat, I will say one thing about your streams at Coach Eli. I like the fact that you acknowledge and engage with all your viewers. I engage the people that are there for the right reasons and are truly looking to better themselves and to be positive and uplifting. But I appreciate that, Amelia. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you to say. But go ahead, Robert. We're going to wrap this up the same way we normally do, right?
Yeah, well, I'm going to go first, and then you're going to go ahead and finish it up. People, we out of here right. Like Chuck Woolery in 2 and 2.
And with that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.